should be live. Let's have a look. Are we live? Hello. Testing. I like how it takes like 20 seconds for chat to appear, so I just look like I'm talking to myself like an insane person. It's unlisted at the minute. There we go. Okay, they should be piling in. They should be piling in. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where's the chatters? Chatters. Where are they? Oh shit. Oh no, I got it wrapped around my chair. Oh, there we go. There we go. What is up? What is up? Hello, hello. There we go. Got the Zoomers coming in now. Spinny chair. Look, my chair can do this. Hang on. Look at that. Like, how cool is... We all want a chair that does this, man. Look at that. Should I do the whole stream like this? Should I do the whole stream like this, just sat here, just reacting? I could do it. Yo, thank you, Walmart, for the super chat. Hang on. I could probably come over here, actually. Hang on. I could do it here as well. Honestly, what we could do, I honestly could just be sat here. And then I could just do the entire stream like this. Like, I don't even need to, like, look at you guys. I could literally just sit here and then just narrate, right? Like, that works. So anyway, how's everyone's Saturday? Is it good? Yeah, no, my Saturday was pretty good as well, yeah. It's actually Sunday today. Trick question. Got ya. These nuts. Yeah. Oh, Emmanuel, thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, no, the kids are good. All right, enough of this. Enough of this. Enough of this insanity. A wire! My wire's stuck underneath the chair. Okay, there we go. Okay. How are we doing? How are we doing, guys? On this beautiful Sunday. This beautiful, beautiful Sunday that we've been given. Am I high? High on life. Just high on life. You look like Homelander. No, I don't. You fucking people, man. White hair, white man. That's it. Literally, that's where the comparison ends. That's it. Okay, I'll tell you what. I have some suggestions today. I've got a React Andy piece that I wanted to watch today because this came in my recommended, and the guy in it looks like Tommy in it. So I had this video come up today, and it is what a 15-year-old mass killer looks like. And he looks like Tommy in it in the thumbnail. So I wanted to give this video a watch. Do a bit of React Andy. You know the deal. I say something very amazing every couple of minutes, like, for example, murder bad, right? Something very brave and thought-provoking, and then you will go and think, oh my god, what an amazing piece he said, and you parrot it on Twitter, which is murder bad. Which, I mean, murder is kind of bad, mostly. Most cases of murder's bad. Thank you, Retro Liars, for joining. Anyway, so, I want to give this a watch. I do have a game planned as well. If there's time, we can do that as well. But I do want to watch this. Because, obviously, JCS, I think JCS fell off. They fell off. Yeah, they fell off. So, they quit, I think, because they were basically being, like, demonetized, like, out the ass. So, they basically just quit, which is fair. So, now we've got these, like, you know, JCS-inspired channels, like Explore With Us. And they're basically milking on the fact that JCS fell off. So, yeah, like they literally have a Facebook page instead of a Twitter page. So you can tell that they're definitely running out of, like, 2009. Anyways. What? Oh, my. Look at this. This followers here. That's like... Hang on. This looks like a subscribe green screen. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm just saying, if any of you use this, you should be shot in a video game. No one should ever use these. Okay, you can use this one though. This one's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, you can use this one. This one, you've got my full blessing. You're allowed to use that one. That one's based. Anyways, the following foot. I want to watch Murder Bad, guys. Guys, can we get a Murder Bad in the chat? I want to make it apparent. You know, we're gonna do some real thought-provoking philosophical debates today. And I do want to ask you guys if murder is actually bad. Okay? Murder is bad, right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, murder's bad. All right, nice. Let me see if I can put chat. I can get chat. Okay, let's put chat there. Now, the thing is chat actually gonna... Yeah, chat is just very, very slow. I need to fix this for next time. So when I see chat on OBS, it works perfectly, but on the actual API here on the top right. But yeah, we'll keep chat. Fuck it, we'll keep chat. I'll make it quicker next time. Thank you, Noi PTW for joining. Cax for joining. Roadwork for joining. Yeah, guys, we got a members thing up here. Obviously, like, the more people that become a member, the more emotes I get. I need like 95 more members to get the next set of emotes, which is like insane. So we'll probably won't hit that this stream, but yeah. Anyways, guys, you know the deal. My name is Ian from Smosh, and this is Jackass.
The following footage revealing a 15-year-old mass killer has never been seen before.
We discovered his dad on the couch. His face was really pale.
You were a stone cold killer. 4 people have been murdered tonight.
They're dead.
You cannot lie to me. I will drag you down with this.
What happened?
You will go to jail for the rest of your life.
What happened, buddy? What happened? You killed them? Kill streak? What happened?
I'm looking in the eyes of a stone cold killer. There's no remorse.
When Nick Browning and 3 of his friends arrived...
Oh my god, how quick was that disclaimer? Jesus, that was like a minute. That was a...
Nick Browning and...
That was 1 second. That was a 1 second disclaimer. Guys, can you read all this for me?
Browning and...
All right, cheers.
3 of his friends arrived at his home. They immediately knew something was very wrong.
Can you please put the video? I need to show a brew.
You need to shower, Kanye? Okay, that's fine. Guys, we're going to pause the video so Kanye can shower. If you guys could just wait like 10 to 15 minutes, we're just going to let Kanye shower, and then, you know, we can get back with the stream. That's totally fine. I see no problem with that. Someone in chat said bro got a UAV. No, he would have got care package, right? Is care package 4? Care package is 4, right? UAV's 3. Or is 5 care package?
At first glance, the house appeared to have been burglarized. But when they discovered Nick's entire family murdered, no one could have ever expected the chilling and twisted truth behind their deaths. The 4 15-year-olds were Ryan Fingles, Taylor Tewksbury, Alexander Smith, and Nicholas Nick Browning.
I hate to say it, this kid looks like Tommy Innit. He really does. I genuinely thought from the thumbnail that was Tommy Innit. I was actually going to title this stream Tommy Innit Interrogation, but then I was shit scared of all the Tommy Innit stands just descending into the chat. So, yeah, I'm a coward.
Time at the mall on the Saturday afternoon of February 2nd, 2008, before they were dropped off at Nick's house in an affluent Baltimore suburb of Cockeysville, Maryland. Immediately, the boys noticed that a door to the Brownings' house had been left unlocked, and it looked as though there may have been a robbery. When they entered the home, the boys found Nick's father, John Browning, a well-respected attorney, shot to death where he had been asleep on the sofa. They soon discovered that Nick's mother, Tamara, and his two younger brothers, 13-year-old Gregory and 11-year-old Benjamin, had all been shot as they were sleeping in their bedrooms. After
Did the editor use a gunshot sound when he marked the father as dead?
the house had been left unlocked,
You did not use a gunshot sound.
and it looked as though there may have been a robbery. When they entered the home, the boys found Nick's father, John Browning, a well-respected attorney, shot to death where
Yeah, they literally used a shot. They literally used a shot. Okay. Like in the editor room, they went, okay, so the father died in real life. This is really sad. Terry, how can we, like, you know, portray that he died in like a humble way that still respects his death? Let me just put this in, bro. I got it. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in. I'm gonna have that in and just let it play 7 times while every single member of the family gets marked dead.
death where he had been asleep on the sofa. They soon discovered that Nick's mother, Tamara, and his two younger brothers, 13-year-old Gregory and 11-year-old Benjamin, had all
I can't wait for Kanye. No. He took too long.
been shot as they were sleeping in their bedrooms. After the police were called, the 4 traumatized boys were brought into the police station to give their statements about the haunting discovery. They were separated into different interrogation rooms while they wait for a detective to come and question them. Nick's 3 friends are important witnesses as they were there when the Browning family was found.
Oh, you can definitely tell this is 2008 with that fit. Oh my god. That cap he's wearing looks like the hoodie. Hang on. There's like a picture of a kid. There's a picture of a kid with like a 9-gag. He's got like a meme hoodie. Hang on. Hang on. There is a... I need to find this kid. There's a picture of a kid and he has like a Rage comic hoodie and then a snapback that says memes. I found him. I actually found him. Here, okay, so chat, I'm not stupid, right? This kid here with what he's wearing, it reminded me of this. That's not that. Okay, you see it too as well, right? You do see that. That's not just me. It says memes on the front of it. It says memes on the front of it. It's just like if you couldn't tell from, like, you know, the Me Gusta Forever Alone, he will never eating cereal guy.
Should have put the MLG quickscope meme over the father's death just to really let us know what happened.
Yeah, it should have. No, true.
Found dead, and were also with Nick for most of the evening and the majority of the following day. The following never-before-seen footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney and former criminal prosecutor, a licensed clinical psychologist, and an individual with a Master of Science in Clinical Psychology.
Hang on, that was like buzzword heaven. Licensed attorney and former criminal prosecutor, licensed criminal psychologist, Master of Science in Clinical Psychology. So he went to Harvard, bro.
My name's Dave. What's your name, Ryan?
The interrogator enters the room and introduces
Thank you, Max, for joining as well. Yeah, I didn't mention you, sorry, man.
himself to Ryan Fingles as Dave instead of officer or detective. This is done to put Ryan at ease and make the detective seem less
Sucks Twitch screwed you though. Keep up the good work, G.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, man.
intimidating or authoritative.
Yes. All right. Good. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
it's
around.
so weird how cops always do this though, right? Because like cops in an interrogation room are incredibly manipulative. But it's almost like because they're trying to catch a murderer, it's justified, if that makes sense. Because cops in interrogation rooms, they are slimy. They try to be your friend, and then they do the whole good cop, bad cop routine. They move their chair closer to you to intimidate you. The interrogation room has no windows. It's very confined, and the lighting is aggressive just to kind of like make you want to give up sooner, right? Like it is literal, like it's soft torture. But they are trying to catch a bad guy. So it's almost like using it's bad against, it's like a lesser evil kind of thing, right? I guess, because if they're looking for a murderer, obviously. But yeah, if you watch it from an outsider's perspective, like JCS did a really good video on innocent people that are treated like they're guilty in an interrogation room, and they literally just lie. They could just lie. They're allowed to lie. That they're allowed to say, yeah, we have you at the scene, we know you were there, we got you on camera. And they could just lie. They could just completely make that up and have no proof, hoping that you think it's that inevitable that you're going to get caught that you then self-snitch.
It's kind of been a long day. I'll just need some basic information from you to Ryan, right?
Yes.
Which will be Ryan.
Because they always do this information stuff to like get like a baseline, right? Buzzword Billy!
No.
Shut
Yes.
up, man! I'm trying to be educated for once.
What's your last name?
Fingles, Fingles.
Fingles, what kind of
The
name is
detective is
that?
gathering basic background information from Ryan and is getting
I'm actually happy they put that. I'm happy they put that arrow there because I couldn't tell he was writing on paper. Thank
and
you,
is
guys.
getting him comfortable talking. Ryan is in 10th grade, which makes him a minor, so the detective will have to be careful to make sure he...
I thank you, Chaotic Rampage, for joining.
The arrest reminds me a lot about Breaking Bad. Jesse Pinkman vibes from the meme hat.
Oh, yeah. Jesse Pinkman in like season 1 of Breaking Bad, how oversized all of his clothing was. That stuff was great, man.
understands his rights. Another detective uses a similar approach when he enters the room of 15-year-old Taylor Tewksbury. In comparison, Taylor seems very nervous, which is to be expected.
The red arrows are so unneeded. It's like he has his hands together. It's like Taylor is very nervous and they just have like an arrow just pointing at his head on the 4K sweat droplet just going down.
When being interrogated.
I'm a homicide detective.
Thank you, old
Bad
mate.
stuff happens,
Old mate
right?
for joining.
I need you to be 100% honest with me.
Alright.
I want you to tell me what's been going on and explain. Who are you with all day?
I was with Ryan, Alex, and Nick. We were at Ryan's house.
I'm sorry, but Fingles is the worst surname I've heard in my entire life. Fingles is an absolutely horrendous surname. I don't know like how anyone could defend that. Fingles.
In the morning, because we slept over
Fingles is like the name of a Dr. Disrespect Fortnite stream sniper. Like XX_Fingles XX.
there last night.
What time did you guys get over there last night?
I went over there right after school.
You got there after school about what time?
Well, I went home first, and then my mom drove me over there around like 2:50 maybe.
2:15 or
2:50.
2:50?
Yeah.
He's giving a lot of details about the evening and comes across as truthful.
As you
Taylor
can
is
tell,
also
Pyro,
facing
the red
the...
arrow shows the important thing. That important thing being important? How important? I don't know, but it's important, so look at IT.
True. That's a good point. Red is important. That's true.
I swear, officer, I didn't know. How was I supposed to know Pyrocynical was armed with a rubber baton that had a razor or mud attached? He called me fat and I called him fat back.
Thank you, Crispy Ninja, for joining.
detective, suggesting that he is engaged in the interview.
Okay, what'd you guys do there last night?
Mostly, we were playing cross out front, and then we played video games, basically. Watched a movie.
What movie you watch?
We were watching... Oh, was it?
I really don't be mean to this kid, but he's definitely the one that throws slurs at a COD lobby.
Yo, could you please turn the stream off? I kinda had a bad day today. I want some time alone. Thanks.
I mean, I would, but people are giving me money, so... Yikes.
Called, I remember we're watching Robin Big at first, and then we were looking through the movies. Oh, Accepted. We're watching Accepted.
Is that Jonah Hill? You can see, hang on, let me move the camera. You just see Jonah Hill on the bottom right. He actually looks like a Wojak there. Oh my god. Jonah Hill had such a weird career, right? It's like, he was mid...
Officer, I plead oopsie daisy.
Officer, I didn't mean to kill that person. It was a joke. Jonah Hill was mid, then he fell off, and then he came back and he actually became cinema. And he lost like half the weight. It's genius. He had such a redemption arc.
We started that around like 10:15 or something.
Okay, around 10:15 last night?
Yeah. I fell asleep like halfway through it.
So,
And then
where were you guys in? What part of the house were you guys in?
in like the living room, the main room, family room, I guess you want to call it.
Thank you, Ryan, for
Where's your
joining.
parents at?
Yes.
The detective begins the interview with Alexander Smith
Oh,
by being
not the
very
meme.
upfront
The meme cap.
and lets him know he isn't in trouble.
I'm just gonna call him Fingles. Is that his name? Fingles?
What's your last
It's
name?
Fingles.
Smith. No, that's right. I just talked to your dad. Your dad's here. When you guys leave, I think he's gonna take care of the other boys, get them to where they gotta go. Okay. Any other nickname other than Alex?
No.
Street name or anything like that?
No.
You play lacrosse?
Street
or
name. Street name. Oh, one sec, chat. One sec. Sorry, chat. I'm here. I'm here. I did want to say as well. My sister graduated today from uni, and she's like, we've met up today, and she literally, I said to her like, I got to stream for a little bit, and then she says to me, okay, I'm gonna save you some champagne because you know celebrating like you know because she graduated. Look how much she saved me. Look, I don't know if the camera can see that.
Ryan
So
Finglesworth.
this is a full bottle, right? There. That's how much. That's I don't know if you could see it moving around there. That's how much she left me. And there's like this
Still
thing
more than
here
time.
that hollows out the bottom of the bottle. There's probably about there's like 2 shots worth of champagne there. And it's flat. She's gonna message me saying, why are you talking shit about me on stream? I don't care. I don't care.
Yes.
Again, he gets basic information from him and builds some rapport with Alex by asking about things that are non-threatening. Meanwhile,
He gets asked things that are non-threatening. Okay, you killed the kid, right? Just admit it, you killed the whole family. Admit it, come on. Admit it. You killed all of them. I don't know, maybe. Huh.
build some rapport with Alex by asking about things that are non-threatening.
It's just, they must all be given this induction though, right? Like cops that interrogate, they must all...
Pyro, can you please pause the stream? My mom is making me clean the pee bottles.
I mean, at least you didn't find the piss straw, man, so you're safe there. But it's so weird though, how they all do this, every interrogation cop. It's basic info gathering, and then they completely switch on you, and then they start to get like really...
Do you ever intend on making an analysis video on The Last of Us Part 2?
I mean, you haven't yet, Critical, so yeah, probably. But yeah, they just snap on you. Oh, not again.
I just pooped a kidney out. I just pooped a kidney out. I just pooped a kidney out. I just pooped a kidney out.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. Thank you, Vader Official, for joining, and a mouthful.
Meanwhile, Nick Browning eventually puts his head down and appears to fall asleep.
I really hope it wasn't Tommy in it. I really hope it wasn't Tommy in it that did the murders. I really hope, man. That would be so cringe.
I'm sorry it takes so long.
The detective enters and immediately apologizes to Nick for the long wait. He does this to come across as friendly and to start building rapport. He also wants...
It's just so... It's so stupid. It's like... He does a very simple, basic human act to build rapport. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me hold that door open for you. Anyway, do you kill that kid? Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to get you a coffee? And then he gets him a coffee, and then the milk at the top, it's got like, you know when you go to like a barista, like Starbucks or something, and they do like a little like pattern on the froth just says guilty on top of it.
Wants to let Nick know they are actively investigating and speaking to other people, so he might be less inclined to lie.
No offense to you. Everybody comes in.
I never understood that logic, because it's self-preservation. If someone has killed someone, they will lie. It's self-preservation because they know that jail is the worst outcome.
Robinson music on stream, Horace.
The fuck is Porter Robinson?
Might be.
Hi Pyro, just wanna say thank you for your amazing content and consistently good content.
Thank you.
Smiley face.
Thank you, Sebe. Thank you for the 28, man. Appreciate it.
Less inclined to lie.
I thank you, Waker Wanderer, for joining as well.
No offense to you. Everybody that comes in here, I gotta read their rights too, so I gotta read your rights.
The detective is trying to put Nick at ease by saying that he has to read the Miranda rights to everyone. By making this seem like a very ordinary thing, he's less likely to start off being defensive.
That's right. They want you to sign your Miranda rights away, don't they?
This is basic human decency, but you're forgetting that this is America. Have you seen our cops?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Just blows the kid's kneecaps off. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you, Frosty, for joining, and LagX. So what they usually tend to do is, here from what I've seen, they get them to sign away their Miranda rights, which is like, you know when someone's guilty and in an interrogation room, they just keep saying over and over, no comment, no comment, no comment, because they don't want to add any, they don't want to double cross their own lie, right? They don't want to like build a story and then like make a point that contradicts their story. So that's usually the first thing they get them to do is sign that right away to be silent.
The detective reads
Thank you, Allmaker, for joining.
Nick his Miranda rights and has him read them back to him to make sure he is literate and is listening. Because Nick has no priors and is a minor, the detective needs to take extra care in making sure he understands his rights before he begins interrogating him.
Can we talk a little bit? Can you sign that here for me?
You do it? Did you do it? You kill him?
I'll get over it, trust me.
The detective intentionally speaks very
Stanley,
casually,
yet
and then
Pyro chose to sell out and die all one. How miserable.
immediately jumps into the
It's narrator for that, man, not Stanley.
interrogation. He does this so Nick doesn't have an opportunity to hesitate and request an attorney. The detective also makes the conversation seem casual.
So you see there, like, immediately jumps into the interrogation so he can't request an attorney.
He's no bad person, he simply became based.
I mean, this person might have possibly killed an entire family. I wouldn't have the conclusion of them being based until we're done with this, okay? We're jumping the gun a little bit there, buddy. But again, like, they make it out that you can't get an attorney. It's so weird. And you know what they always do, I've noticed? Whenever someone wants an attorney, they always say this verbatim every time. Only guilty people get attorneys. Only guilty people get attorneys, like every single time.
Opportunity to hesitate and request an attorney.
The way I've seen it with these there's a really good video actually called like why the cops always beat you in an interrogation room. I think it was Coffee Break that made it, maybe, or another YouTuber. But they basically made it out that the worst thing you can ever do in an interrogation room is speak. You just say no comment and get a lawyer. That's it. And they'll try to peer pressure you into not getting a lawyer because that hurts them. Yeah, it's just again, it's pretty evil what the cops do in an interrogation room, but again, it's like a lesser evil because obviously they're looking for a murderer, right? They're not just, but the problem is while they're looking for that murderer, they can completely fuck up your life because they might think that you've done it, like that JCS video where they're just, you know, treating innocent people like they're totally guilty.
It's Quandale here. I'm currently being interrogated by the police for murdering innocent families.
Isn't Quandale Fingal the like unfunny TikTok voice?
The detective also makes...
Hello, Pyro. There are no memes on this donation.
Oh, no.
I'm simply here to say how much I love and appreciate your videos. I know how long they must take, so you should be proud. Love you.
I'm amazed that there was no roast there. Thank you, GLaDOS. Thank you. I appreciate that. The chat is spamming right now. He didn't call Saul. I'm Saul Goodman. Do you have rights? Constitution says you do. I got it, bro. We're playing this right now. We're playing this right now on stream. We're playing this right now. It's cinema. It's cinema. We're playing this right now.
I had a good job until my boss accused me of stealing.
Oh, it's so good, man.
I better call Saul. I was out partying, minding my own business.
You are under arrest.
I'd better call Saul.
I like how the guy says he's minding his own business, and it's like you're drunk driving.
Business.
You are under arrest.
I better call Saul. Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights?
Constitution says you do.
So do I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent. And that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque.
Better call Saul. It's complete cinema. That show is so good. And any of you that are now watching Breaking Bad and you're finished, I really recommend watching The Sopranos because Breaking Bad would not exist without The Sopranos. I don't think The Sopranos is as what's the word? It's not as easy to watch as Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, it's very easy to get into it, I think. The Sopranos is a lot more difficult, but The Sopranos is really, really good.
Conversation seemed casual, so
While
he isn't aware of
everyone
the
loves asking
seriousness
for
of
Pets
speaking
Cup 2, I am much more excited for the iconic Far Cry 2.
Yeah, I need to start streaming Far Cry 2, man.
to the police without legal representation. Notice how close the detective sits to Nick versus how he was seated with the other boys. He's intentionally invading his personal space to make him focus on him.
Leave Tommy in it
It's
alone.
more difficult to lie to someone who's inches from your face, looking direct.
I'm actually amazed the guy narrating this doesn't start explaining like the dynamics of the chair and what materials it's made out of. Like it's a Herman Miller or something.
Directly at you.
Doctor, so tell me what's happened the last day and a half. What was going on and last night? I guess you can start tomorrow. Yesterday afternoon.
Came up from school, 2:45, then...
I saw this Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator animation. I think, who did it? It wasn't Rubber Ninja. I forget who it was. But it was literally a guy and he was going to like, this 40-year-old guy going to like meet a kid, and then Chris Hansen confronts him and he goes like, well, I guess, sir, I was just being a real doofus.
Thought about going to the basketball game, but then ended up...
Delaney or?
Delaney basketball game. Thought about going there.
Okay.
Then we decided to skip that for a bunch of reasons. Then we went to Ryan Fingal's house.
Okay.
They were just hanging out there. We went outside for a little bit, you know.
So were you doing at Ryan's house?
Yeah, Ryan.
Thank you, Chase, for joining.
What were you doing there?
The police officer begins a very basic line of questioning, allowing him to describe the events of the past 2 days on his own. Getting Nick to tell his own version of what happened will help the police attempt to poke holes in his story.
Played some Xbox a little bit.
Okay. I don't know. I know the address. Where does Ryan live?
Do you know Springdale?
Yeah, I know where the pool and stuff is.
Right.
What? He looks like the guy from Red Letter Media. Has anyone? He looks exactly from this
Really,
side
I
shot.
started writing the script for my first ever video essay. This stuff is seriously hard. Mad props to you, Pyro.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting brain rot writing my own scripts. I got told the other day that so many people just hire like writers. I wouldn't even know where to start with that, but yeah, it is hard. He looks like the Red Letter Media guy, right? You know who I'm on about. Hang on. What's his name? I don't know his name. Hang on. What's the name? The guy from Red... I guess it's not a very good picture, but you got this one here. There. I mean, yeah, you can tell...
Your Honor, my client did it for the Vine.
You can he does look a bit like him though, right? A little bit. Okay, he looks a lot like him, actually. I think he looks a lot like him. That's a really good comparison, actually. Anyway.
It's in that neighborhood.
Okay.
While one detective is handling Nick's questioning, another is simultaneously questioning Ryan.
Thank you,
we pick up where
Hull,
they're
for
discussing
joining.
the boys' activities the previous night, when they all stayed over at Ryan's house and start to discuss where exactly Nick was during that night.
You guys spent the entire evening together yesterday? Yes. Did you actually leave the house at all last night?
Just walk around the neighborhood.
Okay. How far do you live from where he lives?
Half a mile.
Half a mile? Did you guys go over there?
No.
Did he?
Because name is Mike, you uncultured swine.
The Red Letter Media guy is called Mike. Ah, it's Mike. Yeah, my bad. Thank you for the 20, man.
What time did he go over there?
Like 12:30.
Last night?
Yes.
What did he go home for?
Truthfully, we were going to just take his car out.
You have rights. Well, the Constitution says
No, you got to do GLaDOS. GLaDOS colon.
Thanks for pausing, man.
Oh, Kanye's done. Guys, Kanye's back. You're back from your shower? Nice, man. I'm so... Honestly, dude, we're only 8 minutes in. You didn't miss much. Nice one, Kanye. Hope the kids are doing well. Thank you, Jana B, for joining, and Mr. Robot.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Nick Browning. Just take his car out for a little drive.
Okay. Did you guys do that?
No.
All of you were there?
Yes. Nick said that he was there. That when he got there, the lights were still on.
Okay.
And so he just was in the car, and he said he fell asleep.
It seems Nick planned to sneak home to get the car before driving back to take the boys for a ride, but this never happened. Although it isn't known for sure, it can be assumed that Nick would have to sneak home to get the car due to his age. At only 15 years old, he would be unable to get his driver's license. Nick's story that he fell asleep in the car doesn't sound very feasible. If he went home to get his car, which he wasn't allowed to do, adrenaline would have likely kept him up. It's also suspicious that the lights in the house allegedly were on that late at night. If there had been an intruder, they likely wouldn't have turned lights on.
I hate this so much, man. I'm hearing about the lights being on at night and an intruder. I'm just thinking of Mandela Catalog. That's all I'm thinking of right now. I'm not even like thinking about this murder trial like at all. Thank you, Nano Fauna, for joining.
As well, Nick probably would have seen or heard something if his family was killed around the same time he was sitting in the driveway. His story isn't logical.
And like 3 hours later, or how many hours later, Alex called him and see where he was. He's like, oh, I fell asleep in the car, and then he came back to my house.
Thank you, Oscar, for joining.
After Ryan explains that Nick temporarily left the sleepover for a few hours, we return to Taylor's interrogation room.
Voice, this guy is just your average and funny bro, so why is he in cuffs while he is
So
on me
basically
with this
after that, when I
detective?
woke up, started watching this TV.
So you fell asleep?
Yeah, I woke back up around like 12, then went to bed. Went to like an actual bed. I was like on a couch.
Who is this cute little lesbian? He needs something for the Tesco.
Like 12, then went to bed. Went to like an actual bed. I was like on a couch.
Okay.
I mean, chair.
Woke up around midnight?
Yeah.
What bed did you go to?
I went into his brother's room, and then.
Joe Biden.
Was Joe there?
Joe, no, he wasn't there.
Joe Mama.
Where's he?
He was at a friend's house.
Okay.
Just a really elaborate Joe Mama joke brewing here.
Joe's room?
Yeah, and then the parents had friends over, and they weren't going to sleep there. Then they did.
The friends of the
Do
Fingles?
you
Yeah,
shun?
they're friends, so they came in.
What's shum?
Did you know 9 out of 10 test subjects decided it would be best to call Saul? Looks like Fingles didn't get the memo. Now that's just sad.
It's probably like one.
Thank you, Maxime, for joining.
When you woke up to go to Joe's room, where were all the other boys?
They were sleeping on the couch next to me and up in his room.
Okay. Was Nick
That's
there?
it. Speedo sausage. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They did a really good job on that. That's it.
You sure? It's so important.
No, I don't think he was.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
British people be like broccoli.
Okay.
The detective can tell Taylor is hesitant about speaking, so he reminds him that he needs to tell the truth.
I don't
Taylor,
know.
I'm going to tell you now.
Yes.
This is a murder case.
Yes.
You're 15 years old.
Yes.
You cannot lie to me.
All right.
Because you will go to jail for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Saying,
Taylor, you cannot lie on the internet. You think you could lie in an interrogation room, Taylor? If you could not even lie on the internet?
that he'll go to jail for the rest of his life is rather aggressive, as Taylor is only 15 and it's also not actually true.
Yeah, you see, in the interrogation room, they just straight up lie to you. They lie to you and they can just get away with it.
The detective needs him to be truthful, but he oversteps a little here. Police are allowed to lie to suspects, but this seemed unnecessary at this point, given Taylor's age.
Guys, come on, how much money do I have to spend to make the British man laugh?
You know what? Give me as many shekels as the guy gave me last stream. Some guy gave me like 600 Israeli shekels. Then I'll do a little belly laugh for you. Thank you, Amelia, for joining.
Nick was not in there?
No.
Do you know that he left?
What?
Do you know that he left?
I mean, yeah, I guess because I didn't see him there. I didn't know he was leaving.
Fact or fact, Taylor, don't lie.
I literally just said 600 shekels and someone gave the equivalent in dollars. How? What is the timing on that? Someone in yesterday's stream gave me 600 Israeli shekels and that comes to like 114 USD or British pound. Oh my god, the actual timing, that's genius. Thank you for the 100, man, appreciate it.
Far Cry 2 on stream, I highly recommend you use the Far Cry 2 Redux mod to get rid of that stupid bug where you get soft locked at a certain percentage.
You know what? I do remember getting soft locked actually on Far Cry 2. I will look into that. That's a good shout actually. Nice one. Hang on a minute. Let me look that up. Soft lock Far Cry 2. Yeah, there's like a room you get stuck in with a buddy, right? Okay, I will come back to that. Thank you for reminding me of that, man.
To tell the truth, I
don't
really
even
don't know the
shun
exact
Hero.
times.
Okay, that's fine.
What is what is shum? What is shum? It's some singer. It's some singer that looks like Trinity from The Matrix.
I mean, I didn't have like a clock I was looking at. Oh, yeah.
Taylor is displaying some behaviors that indicate he's feeling anxious, such as holding his hands in front of his torso.
I mean, yes, he's been told he's gonna be. He's been told he could go to jail for the rest of his life as a child. Yes, I would also be very anxious as a 25-year-old right now if I was told we're gonna go to jail for the rest of my life. Like, yes, the kid's gonna be shitting himself. I'm not even surprised.
And frequently,
you don't need to do the whole third-degree body language analysis. Anyone that would be told they could be going to jail for the rest of their life would be shitting themselves.
Touching his face. However, given his young age and the fact that his friend's family was just found murdered, it would be understandable that he's feeling anxious.
Someone in chat just said L child.
Although some dismiss body language analysis as pseudoscience, it's used by the FBI and CIA during interrogations. When the CIA is interrogating an individual, they look for clusters of 3 or more indicators that occur in either quick succession or all at once. These indicators can be signs of discomfort or uncertainty in what the individual is stating, rather than indicators of deception.
Hang on. So you're telling me, hang on. So CIA, oh my God. Guys, the CIA was actually onto something. So you're telling me if you take away someone's rights, you stick them in like a 1x1 meter box with a guy that has his chair right up your asshole and then starts telling you that you could go to jail for the rest of your life, that causes discomfort? Oh my God. Gee, man, the CIA were right. I don't even care about MK Ultra and they were putting like LSD in the water, man. God, they were onto something there. God damn.
It's extremely important to note that you cannot detect deception through body language analysis alone. We pick up where the detective is explaining.
I think body language is like full of shit, honestly. I mean, some of it can be genuine, but it's almost like how people would view polygraphs as being real. But the thing is with a polygraph is based on your stress levels being picked up, right? When you're asked a question that you are dishonest about. But the thing is with like psychopaths and sociopaths, they can beat the test. They can beat the test. Because they don't see, like, you can have a psychopath that's murdered someone. They don't understand what they've done is wrong. And then when they're asked the question about murder, their adrenaline doesn't spike because they don't see it as a morally bad thing. Like it's flawed.
To Alex, the utter magnitude of the horrific crimes.
If you haven't figured out by now, something really serious has happened to the Browning family. You're 15 years old. I need you to be 100% honest. The other boys have been honest with me. You can't take up the line, okay? Yes.
By telling him that the other...
If you lie to me, Taylor... Oh, what's his name? Alex? Yeah, Alex. If you lie to me, Alex, I'm going to get really upset. And then I'm going to walk out the room. And I'm not going to bring you in a drink.
I need to go pee.
You need to go pee? Ah, it's fine, Seb. Yeah, nah. Well, guys, we're going to wait for Seb. He just needs to pee. Just give him a couple of minutes. L child. Who's the... I'm assuming it's the Tommy Innit kid that's the murderer because he was the one in the thumbnail.
Have been honest with me. The detective is trying to ensure that Alex is telling the truth. If he thinks that the other boys told the detective everything, he'll feel pressured to do the same.
Do you actually edit your own videos on Pyrolive, or do you only edit on the main channel? Love you, Pyro.
Thank you, Penny Pan Channel, for joining. I've got 2 editors.
Can you give us the name of the singer shumming live on stage you googled?
Just type shum into Google. I'm not doing that. How dare you? I got 2 editors. I got one that edits on the Pyro Live channel, and then I've got one that edits on the main channel. But I do edit as well, obviously. Yeah, I edit as well. But I do have 2 editors at the minute. I don't think I need any more than that. I know some people that have like 8 or 9 editors, which is just insane. But yeah.
Something, but the other boys say it happened. He might be afraid he'll get in trouble with the police.
I'll ask you to take...
Like there's no way, like feasibly, that I could run daily uploading on the second channel and these video essays on main. Like on my own, without an editor. It'd be completely impossible.
Today, we're counting down the top 10 times I wrongfully confessed to mass murder.
Take me through.
Thank you for reminding me of the Mandela catalog. I needed to get me some alternacy.
Catalog.
How often is the VOD's channel updated? I can't always catch streams, but love having a VOD on in the background.
Right, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I am I'm uploading VODs now.
Dude, I totally
Yesterday's VOD is going up tonight.
The only one watching this at midnight.
What?
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, you're
I
back.
had to
Nice.
sell my second kidney to afford this donation.
Nice. Thank you, Furry Dan. The Ukraine flag. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Most body language expert videos I've seen is after the case has already been resolved and the suspect has already found guilty. Very sus.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I've seen how people...
My fellow Britons, this is truly the best time. I cannot believe that both Boris upon his fifth wife, Johnson, and Chancellor Paladin Sunek both resigned within a day of certified to reclassify.
Yeah, Boris resigned.
But sir, my client said he did it for the Minecraft manhunt.
Wait. Sunak resigned as well? Lamau? Hang on. Sunak didn't resign. No. Sunak wants to be PM. He's not resigning. Rishi Sunak suggests he doesn't have working class friends in resurfaced video. I mean, come on. Have you seen what the fucking guy looks like? Like, he literally just looks like he eats caviar every day. Like, every man and woman that is running for PM right now just looks like they just eat exclusively caviar. Like, they look Tory as shit. Like, yeah, of course. I bet you he fucking... I bet you he doesn't speak to people unless, like, your income is, like, 400k a month. Is the guy back from pissing yet? I'm still waiting for him.
Hey, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do.
There we go.
And so do I. Conscience gets expensive, doesn't it, for a substantial fee? And I do mean substantial.
Yeah, he resigned. Yeah, Boris resigns, but he doesn't leave until like
Israel,
August.
And that's the time here I heard about the shekels.
I'm from Israel, and that's the time here.
I want to thank you because you make me shum every day you stream.
Thank you, Darkicus. Thank you for this obsession with shumming. Thank you, Burrico, for joining. And Dragon Meat, thank you for joining as well. Guys, look above. We have, look, he used this stun. No. Look above, look. We have members here on the top of the screen. On the top of the screen, we have members. Please join so I can get more emotes for you. He's back! He's back! Okay, all right, Seb's back, boys. All right, we're going on with the stream. Thank you.
29 hours, what's been going on. So you guys, from what I know, Paul spent the night over it. Right.
That guy gave me $40, by the way. He gave me like $40 total. He gave me $20 to say he was going to go take a piss, and then he gave me $20 when he came back.
Right. Yes.
Actual holy based.
What did you guys do from there?
Alex begins to give his account of the previous night, which seems to be consistent with Taylor's account.
Well, we slept there, and in the morning,
you're skipping over.
Everyone in chat is saying this is Tubbo. No, he's got to be found innocent. He's got to go make another music video on Brighton Beach. Leave him alone.
Okay, but I want you to take it slow and not skip out stuff, okay?
He can't be found guilty. He's got to start another Minecraft server. Come on, guys.
So last night you guys went
For
there.
everyone who can't watch the whole stream, if you add it to your favorites, you can watch the entire thing when it ends.
No. What I'm doing right now is I just said someone made a dono earlier asking about when are the VODs going to be updated on the VODs channel, because I've got the Pyrocynical VODs. The VOD yesterday is going up tonight, and then this VOD is going up tomorrow. So the way YouTube works at the minute, which is a bit shit, it takes ages for it to process. It doesn't process until the next day. So
Want to know what else is funny? That statistically, out of the thousands of us that are watching you, perhaps 2 to 6 of us has committed game ending. LOL. Isn't that just weird and odd?
You need to be locked up and looked at, I think, young man. Thank you, Wave Melon, for joining. Honkush, Giasu, Nivermore, Zach Ferguson, Imperfect Cell, and Lermoid. Thank you all for joining.
Ordered food from Georgia's and watched Smoking Aces and Accepted. And
congrats on 100 members. I hate you.
Thanks. Thank you.
And I basically just all went to sleep.
Let me check right now, actually. How many more members do we need? Hang on. Let me check Let me check.
Hello, Pyro. May I say you look very, very hot today. Quite succulent. Very much a emoji.
That's quite weird. Less of that. Less of that. Hang on. So if I go onto YouTube Studio, and then, because I don't want to show you guys how much I earn.
Haha, funny voice.
Monetization. And then I go onto memberships. And then badges and emojis. Hang on a minute. Oh, okay, so you can see it here. Hang on. I can show this on stream. That's fine. Hang on. Let me show this on. Let me show this on stream. Hang on.
Imagine donating British currency during July LMFAO.
So you can see it here. So we've got all these emojis right here. We've got all of these that are unlocked, and then we need 57 more members to get more emojis. Apparently, we need 57 more members. So it's gone from like 99 to like 57, which is really good. And that's like the stream alone. Thank you, Jordan Banish for joining. Teco Zekel for joining as well. But yeah, that's obviously. And then we've got the Petscop emojis as well. We're going to add like 2 more of these tomorrow. I think there's just 2 more tiers we can have. All right, anyways.
Pyro, I've been watching you for about 2 years, and I love your content. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, GLaDOS.
Was there other people there too?
Yes.
Ryan's parents,
friends.
Gotcha. Who else is in the living room?
Can you stop what you're doing for like 2 minutes? I gotta take a piss in my minion's them toilet.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna pause for him.
Pyrocynical.
I'm not pausing for him.
Pyro, can you please validate me by saying my name? I don't have a father figure.
Thank you, Beamy. And thank you for the lack of father figure.
Most mentally stable
Thank you,
fan.
Nutpeg, for joining. Dishy Man, Guitar Man, Heinrich, San, and Apple.
And then move downstairs.
Okay. Why did Taylor have to go
It is
upstairs?
time
Because
to take your
Ryan-
schizo pills. Take your schizo pills, Neil.
There's a guy that just said it's time to take your schizo pills, and his name is Schizo Pill Dispenser. Thank you, Beyond, for joining.
Parents, friends were sleeping in Jersey.
Okay.
Back in Taylor's interrogation room, it seems he's wrestling with himself. It's as if he has something he wants to get off his chest. The detective is expressing just how crucial it is that he does.
I mean, yes, he wants to get off the life sentence that the detective is fake threatening him with. I think that's what he wants to get rid of.
Question mark WTF was that?
I don't know. I think she kind of fell off a little bit. She fell off. Thank you, Crumpet, for joining. And Beyond and She Mantis.
Disclose the full story of what happened through the previous night and into the morning, where everything took a terrible turn for the worst.
Are you sure you've been 100%? Is there something you should be telling me? Because I'm not telling you how important this is right now. Is there something you think?
Actually,
Thank
he told me that he was going to go out, but he didn't tell me where he was going.
Okay.
He said,
I appreciate this. I mean, this is.
he said he was going to go out. I mean, I don't know. He said he was going to go out, and then.
What did he tell you about that?
As he talks, Taylor picks up the water bottle. Picking up the water bottle suddenly has to have some meaning because this happened precisely when he was telling the detective about Nick having gone out. Ryan does the same thing when he seemed uncomfortable. Based on behavioral observations, Taylor and Ryan appear to know something or have strong suspicions that Nick was up to no good when he left the house.
He was going out to do what?
So if I go to pick water while I'm talking to someone, that means I know something. Okay. Is there like a difference if it's sparkling water or like still water? So is there a difference there? Someone said the kid's Nick Crumpton. Come on, it's a fucking kid. Leave him alone.
Good afternoon, Pyro. How are you? Oh wait, I forgot. You're British. What a shame. Hero was thinking I liked you.
Taylor is looking down and avoiding eye contact, showing that he's clearly
Big
nervous,
fan of the
revealing what
direction
Nick
you
told
have
him he was
taken
going to do.
recently. It reminds me of a famished Indian content farm but without the guilt. Big ups my slime.
I want that person banned.
Like, since you guys like.
Thank you, Panzer, for joining.
We are bottle.
Drew hates you all. Juka,
Rest
Doc
in
Dingus,
pepperonis, John
and
Brown.
Aiden.
Notice that the detective leans in very close to him when he starts stuttering and hesitating. The detective is mirroring the boy's body language, which is a nonverbal rapport-building technique used to make them feel more comfortable and friendly with the detective. Typically, mirroring behavior is something you can observe between people who are close and comfortable with each other, although we can't know for sure, and he can be displaying this behavior subconsciously, as the majority of people...
The detective gets up and he just starts smacking the kid. Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!
People do. The detective seems to be using this technique quite intentionally throughout the interrogations in an attempt to make the group feel more at ease, friendly, and willing to share any information they may have. Point out any mirroring behavior you catch throughout the interrogations with timestamps in the comments.
The fuck is that? Is this Dora the Explorer? Am I meant to like do your job for you?
He said he might go and take the car, but
if
he ended
it's
up
taken, you get life sentence.
Dasani water is actually disgusting, man. It's like, you know how much sodium they put in that shit, so you just crave more water? Thank you, Abe Lord. You know what? Funny story, actually. I went to Disney World in America. I think it was the one in Cali, right? It was ass, man. It was like Coke. Okay, I don't know how Americans exist, man, because Coke owns all of your water. It's insane. Every theme park I've been to in America, the only water, there's Coke everywhere, there's Fanta everywhere, there's Sprite everywhere. And then if you want water, you can only get Dasani. Dasani is the only water bottle you can get. And that shit is disgusting. It's like drinking granite.
It's his car.
Taylor continues speaking, but becomes more obviously uncomfortable. He stutters slightly and starts to cover his face with his hands while speaking. He fidgets and frequently touches his face, which is a self-soothing behavior. He's likely feeling very anxious, possibly still feeling torn about whether to be loyal to his friend or be honest with the detective. Again, this is another pretty strong indication that Taylor may not be telling the whole truth. The question is, why would he risk himself just to try and protect Nick, given that the crime here is something so serious?
He killed them all, sir. He quick-scoped all of them, sir. He did a 360 drop no-scope on them all, sir.
He just told me he's going. He's gonna might take the car.
Thank you, Abelard, for joining.
He went
Did he say
there.
where we should
Someone joined and they're called Cat. Thank you, Cat.
go with the car?
No. He did
Thanks,
not.
Cat.
He said he's going to, and next thing I knew it. I mean, woke up, and he said fell asleep or whatever.
Okay.
So he said fell asleep in his car, and he came. Then he walked back, I guess, or biked. I don't know which one he did.
Okay.
And that's.
Okay. I'm gonna let you think for a little bit, and I'm gonna come back in and talk to you. Okay? You do your thing.
No.
Thank you,
Once
Jed,
alone,
for
Taylor
joining.
looks rather uneasy and is likely rattled by this situation.
Buying bottled water, do
We
you not
now
have a
hear
sink or a
firsthand
toilet?
what Nick
Buying bottled water, do you not have a sink or a toilet? Okay, ask that to all of America, buddy. Ask that to every American citizen. They have bottled water shops in LA just for bottled water. Like not even a corner shop where you buy like soft drinks and that.
claims to have occurred the previous night.
And then
Tommy and it is
around
cracked up,
1:30.
so it was probably him.
Tommy did it because he's cracked. Yeah, probably.
Stupid me, I went
Do you
back to my
remember the time that we made
Remember the time that we made you sign a hentai poster at Insomnia? Happened a few years before COVID. I think I do remember that, you disgusting degenerate.
house to try to get the car.
Nick says,
What's the lower on this Biden, please?
I think that guy just died. I think that guy just died. What's his name again? David Attenborough.
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
I actually
Today,
think
Way will
David
be counting
Attenborough just
down
killed.
how many times Pyro pauses the video for money.
Okay, true. I think David Attenborough just keeled over and died for money.
One of your streams
Stupid
been
me
there since
to make-
the funny deep voice era. Keep up the good stuff.
David
you.
Attenborough just keeled
Smiley
over
face.
and died on my stream. I literally just heard that right now.
This
get
is
clear
the
that he knew
weirdest
it was a bad
roleplay that we're
idea
watching
and to
here.
appear to the officer like he's a good kid.
Okay.
And the keys were, where my parents were, the lights were on in the house.
Notice how Nick taps the table while talking in an attempt to emphasize his points. However, these taps appear mistimed rather than aligned with his statements.
When does the MLG gameplay begin?
No, he tapped the table at the wrong time. That means he did it. He killed them all. He killed the whole family, guys.
And the keys were, where my parents were, the lights were on in the house.
Typically, these sort of illustrators will line up with a person's statements when they're being truthful. But Nick's are all off, and at times he isn't even hitting the table. This is...
Oh my god, he isn't hitting the table. That means he killed all of them. Okay. I'm ready. When I become a policeman in my next life, I'll take this information with me. If someone doesn't hit the table when they're providing their statement, they did it. They did it. Thank you, Vivi, for joining. Palsik, Zippanor, Crazelaw, and Jed.
Is also known as incongruent body language, or when someone's words and body language don't match. According to the body language panel, these are known as misplaced or mistimed illustrators and can be a cue of deception.
And so I didn't want to take the car out because the lights were on, sort of word. And so I went in the car and started yelling, they'll go to bed in a half hour and the lights will be off. So I was sitting there.
Man's really said I'm not waiting for that going. Thanks, father figure. Reminds me of the time my mother left me at a gas station for taking too long to piss. I'm not being your merchant.
Around, I think 5 in the morning.
Can you shove more in your strands?
It wakes me up, and then I slept in the car, and the lights are still on in the house.
Okay.
And it doesn't make sense now, but
Okay. So what did you do then?
I walked back in.
Okay.
Just like, it's 5 in the morning.
Okay. So did you ever get inside to get the keys at all, or?
No, I went in that car, but never inside the house.
Okay.
His casual demeanor is somewhat unusual, given he's just found his entire family murdered.
Wait, it was his family. It was his family that got... Okay, he did it. Okay, he did it. He did it. I thought this was one of the, the random... I thought the whole family got murdered. But he was the sole survivor. Okay, he did it. He did it. The fact that he's so nonchalant, he did it. He did it. Okay. All right. Do we need to watch the rest of it? We don't. He did it. He did it.
However, it's possible that he's currently experiencing feelings of denial and hasn't fully let the truth sink in.
No, he did it.
Which could somewhat explain why he appears to be acting normally.
No, he definitely did it.
Nick speaks in a much more mature manner compared to his 3 friends, who definitely sound more like kids.
Did you walk back to Ryan's house?
How
far is it?
It's a hike. It's probably...
Honestly, guys, biggest plot twist, I think the interrogator did it. And then he's trying to throw the blame on these kids.
20-minute walk. So.
Okay.
Alex now gives his account of the sleeping situation at Ryan's house, which is a bit different than what the other boys had to say. Watch his story begin to evolve as he fills in some of the missing pieces of the puzzle.
So you and Nick slept in the living room?
Yes.
You're 100% sure? You need to be perfectly honest with me. That Nick was in there with you?
Yes.
The whole night?
Yes.
Alex denies that Nick left the house that night. The detective already knows.
I can't not see this kid as Tubbo after chat said it, man. Goddamn.
I'm an American, and I can speak for many and say that those who enjoy Disney should be locked up.
The song is vile, man. It's actually disgusting. It's disgusting. Thankfully, we got Severn Trent in the UK. We've actually got good tap water. But yeah, America.
Today, Pyro. Been watching your stuff since 2016. Thank you for all the laughs and being an inspiration. Leaves heart emoji lol.
No worries. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Hang on. I've got a champagne glass right now that looks exactly like the one from The Great Gatsby. So I'm gonna do this.
You smoke, says a pyro. If not, I'm unsubbing. I just fell asleep in Sandy's cheeks, and I'm going to a Crunch Wrap Supreme. Would you like something? Mammy, oh.
Okay, anyway. So I'll do the great... What does he do with The Great Gatsby? He gets the glass, and he does this, right? He does that... Wait, I'm looking at it on Google Images. There's all the fireworks going off behind him, right? And then he goes like... Anyway, okay. So that sounded a lot better in my head. I'm not going to do that again.
Knows this is untrue. Alex may feel like he has to protect his friend by...
It's not manic ramblings. It's not manic... Shut up. It's not manic rambling.
...by saying that Nick was sleeping in the living room the whole night. At that age, one's peer relationships may be the most important thing. Friends' opinions and thoughts are often held in higher esteem than that of one's own family.
Okay, I'm having 2 people tell me.
Pyro, I have been watching your videos for years.
4 people have been murdered tonight. You don't want to start lying to me.
Thank you, Gladys.
I will drag you down with this if you start lying with me. You need to tell me 100% truth. I already know he's left the house. I already know why he left the house.
This guy is threatening these kids so bad, man. It's like, I'm gonna, you know what? I know you killed them. I'm gonna kill you back if you don't tell me where you hid the bodies. I'm gonna kill you so bad. I'm gonna kill you so bad you're gonna wish you were dead.
Immediately changes his story and appears to now tell the truth. The boys may have decided together to lie about Nick leaving the house prior to being brought into the station to protect their friend. Saying that he left the house would obviously make him look guilty.
Tell me what happened.
Well, Nick was leaving the house because he was going to take his car out.
I'm back.
So when did he tell you that he was going to go over there?
He said he was going to leave
I didn't actually. Sorry, man.
at 12:45.
What were you guys going to do? Drive around?
Yeah, just drive around.
Do you have anybody to go visit girls or anything like that?
No, they're just going to drive around.
Okay. What happened after that?
Hey, Pyro, have you considered watching the Heavy D Sparks YouTube channel? He used to have a show on Discovery building diesel trucks, and now he posts clickbait on YouTube.
Heavy D Sparks used to have a show on Discovery building diesel trucks.
This kid Nick who killed his whole family. I'm 30 now, so it is weird to see how young we were when this happened.
I grew up with the kid Nick who killed his whole
I
family.
hope you remember this forever and ever 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 and ever.
Wait. Corbett, you actually grew up with the kid, or are you trolling? Your picture's a Pepe, so you're probably lying. Really? You grew up with okay, thanks for the spoiler alert, dumbass. Now we know that Nick did it. I mean, to be fair, we knew it in the thumbnail as well, to be fair.
Well, I fell asleep around 1.
What was he, Corbett, what was he like? Did he play like Sneaky Snitch in class or something? Thank you, Left Boot, for joining.
Okay.
And then...
You stayed in that living room?
Yes, and then I woke up around 5, and I called Nick to see where he was, because he said he was going to come back and wake me up when he had the car, but he never called, so I called him. He said he was walking back to Ryan's, and he was lost, and I told him how to get him. Then he said he was going to go in the house and get the keys, then he fell asleep in the car. I understand. He said for about 3 hours, I guess.
It's hard to tell if any of these boys suspected something, or maybe even knew more. Alex's behavior here is similar to Taylor's, except that he seems to lie more overtly about the living room situation. Back in Ryan's interrogation room, the detective receives the same story provided by Taylor and Alex.
Tell me what happened.
We went upstairs. We ate breakfast or lunch. Lunch. And then, Nick went upstairs to take a shower.
Nice to see you reacting to more true crime videos. Keep up the hustle and drink more coffee. But please don't doom David Attenborough. That will be a very sad day for all of us.
Yeah, man, I hope he doesn't fall off. I want David Attenborough to live forever, man.
Pyro. You are a loser. Your wife left you, and you have no drip. Me, on the other hand, just acquired some First World War drip. A pristine Panacea haversack, certified some moment.
I don't know what any of that means. That was just holy words.
It's true, I was the hat.
And then, Nick went upstairs to take a shower.
And then what happened?
Oh, man.
Is it just me, or the kid is getting closer to the interrogator than the interrogator is getting closer to the kid?
Are you wearing a skirt?
And then...
Am I wearing a skirt?
Hey,
no.
I want to be genuine for a moment and say that you're my fav content creator on YouTube, and your videos always give me a reason to wake up in the morning. Keep being amazing, my dude.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, I'm not wearing a skirt. I'm wearing shorts.
Hey, Pyro,
right now.
I have watched you since birth. I have loved everything you have made since then.
I got shorts on. So not no, I don't have I don't have a skirt on, unfortunately. Sorry to burst your bubble, buddy.
What happened?
when Mr. Pat came, Alex drove us back to Nick's house because we were gonna go there for the night, and he went inside.
I grew with Nick and can come from me
like,
as Lord
like,
Bussy.
when we were-
Hi, Roddy Jenners. You are a better detective from the Hank from Breaking Bad. I'm sorry you do not own stone his land.
He was worried because Nick.
Now what are you
because,
full on
he
Wales
said-
and Scotland?
He was calling him.
Big thighs. I mean, they're not. I thought they were pretty average. Someone said hit the gym. Yeah, I run more than I gym. I need to gym more. I run like 4 times a week. But yeah, I need to. I did Can I brag about this? I can't find my phone.
You got one goofy art trim.
I did a run today and it was 15k.
What's
and
up,
that was
Pyro?
actual
Been
hell.
watching you since Mark. You're the only person on the internet that makes me consistently belly laugh. And I love everything you do, especially the longer vids. Stay well.
Thank you, GLaDOS. I appreciate it.
I'm going to 7-Eleven. You guys want anything?
Just a burger. Just a burger with some water, some
Pyro,
Dasani.
can you collab with Leafy again? Can you kiss Leafy? Can you give Leafy a big wet birthday fart hug, please? We want a Leafy collab. We gotta get him through the walls, dude. If anyone can do it, it's you.
Leafy for loaf. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's just rotting on like stock trading or something.
Like all morning. So he started.
No, it's not Cap. I'll get my phone. It's not Cap. Hang on, let me get my phone.
Yo, Pyro, I've been watching you since 2014. I just wanted to tell you that you're my favorite YouTuber, and that I absolutely love the content you've been making recently. Stay awesome, my man. Hunger Heaver.
I did a 15k run today.
Pyro, sending
I'm
you
getting
love
this
from
shit right now.
Slovenia. Always
I did a
loved your
15k
content,
run.
and we all saw your balls when you showed you don't have a skirt.
Pyro wear a skirt for a 1 million substream LMAO.
There you go. I got it. Hang on.
R.I.P. Leafy. Pyro clapped him with his thunderous thighs. Let's take a moment and pray for him.
No. I wasn't capping. I wasn't capping. Look at this. Look at this. I literally, I did this today. This was today. It's not cap, bro. I did 15k. I burnt like 1,100 calories. Not even cap. Not even cap.
Pyro are happy with what you've become who now spend all day sitting in front of a camera all day entertaining us.
Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we will talk about how Tommy Innit murdered his Dream Sync members.
It was an hour and a half, and I did 8.5 miles, which isn't anything great. Calories 1,100. The gain, which is the elevation, that was 600 feet. Yeah, fuck you. No, I did that.
Let's say,
I did that.
hypothetically, I lost all my family's savings on crypto.
I did that. Anyways.
I called him at like 11, and he was like worried. He kept on calling, like all the phones leaving messages, and no one picked up. He was like getting worried, and
Taylor reaches down as he's speaking and grabs his water bottle, which is a sign of his nerves.
Last time. At the end of COD CW Zombies there's a reveal of a Project Janus, and because of your video my pattern-seeking brain went Utopia. Utopia reference?
I mean, Janus is the two-faced god. Was it in Greek mythology or something? But yeah, I can see what you'd say, Janus.
The mum runs more and she's almost 50 gim.
Fuck off. I don't give a shit how much your mom runs. I'm proud of that. Shut up. Shut up. You give me money just to bully me? Shut up. That's good, bro. I'm happy with that. That 15 kilometers. Shut up.
Honest question, what other interests do you have besides memes and gaming? Any sports, shows, or hobbies that you're into?
Jerking off. That's pretty much it.
It's a few times about how Nick was getting worried. He seems to want to emphasize Nick's concern about his parents.
Because he said that his mom was going to pick him up at like 9 to like clean the house, 9 in the morning. And she never did, I guess. And he was calling, and I don't know, I guess he just assumed they're out somewhere.
And then we got no. And in the course of this, I've been calling my parents all day, and they hadn't picked up. So
From the cell phone?
So originally from Ryan's house phone, and then my phone a bunch of times.
Okay.
There is a very specific reason why the officer asks about Nick placing calls to his parents and brothers, to compare his statements regarding his calls with phone records. If the police get these records and they're inconsistent with his story, they can do two things. One, convince the jury that he's not telling the truth.
Do it,
and two,
LMAO.
convince Nick to confess because his story doesn't make
1 mil subs on here? Maybe.
Makes sense.
Any idea what happened?
The detective wants Ryan to explain exactly what occurred earlier that afternoon, leading up to the horrendous discovery of Nick's slain family.
Me, Taylor, Nick, and Alex were at the mall. We came home. Mr. Pat drove.
That mirroring behavior is so bizarre, man. That's like some doppelganger shit. That is so weird just seeing that. Like how the interrogator's purposely trying to mimic him.
To Nick's house because we're going to be there tonight because they were all at my house last night. Okay. And when we got there, Nick was already worried because Nick's parents always like call him and stuff and check in. And they haven't since he hasn't talked to him since like
he picked up the water bottle.
Okay.
That means he's hiding something.
Worried. So, like when we got back there, he was just all sketched out about stuff.
He's holding his hands in front of his body as he describes what happened, which could be a self-soothing position. This is likely the first time he's been in a police interview room, so it's understandable that he may be feeling anxious.
Why is it fun throwing money at the entertainer? Also, how do you water stores in America?
I don't live in America, thank God. But yeah, no, America actually has water stores.
4 boys' arrival at Nick's house earlier that afternoon.
Someone in chat said that this is cam footage of a Gmod admin trying to ban someone.
After their trip to the local mall.
So you guys get to back home. What happened then?
Then I opened the garage door. I walk inside.
How did you open the garage door? How do you do that?
That's the code.
Is there? Oh, okay. For the outdoor code, right?
The keypad.
Garage door opens or something. Okay.
And so I walked inside, and then the door was unlocked, which was weird because one of my parents locked the door.
Which door? The door in the
door into the garage.
Kitchen.
Into the kitchen.
Okay, from the garage to the kitchen.
That was locked. So
yeah, no, guys, this entire YouTube video is basically just a Gmod admin explaining how it was RDM, that he went into the store and he just bought cigarettes.
I figured it would be locked, but it wasn't. So I walked in, and I saw my father on.
I could just imagine it. I can just hear it in my head now. All the little Zoomers just screaming, RDM, 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 random deathmatch.
On the couch, and that's sort of okay.
What did you see about that? I know stuff, but what did you see?
I saw he was on the couch, and there was blood coming down his face.
It's notable that Nick doesn't seem the least bit upset or emotional while discussing finding his entire family.
I was going to say, you see your dad murdered. Like, unless you completely hate the bastard, which this kid probably does.
So that's going to be a 1-week ban for RDM.
Like, unless you completely hated your parent, like, yeah, you'd show some kind of, like, you know, sadness, right? But the guy's like, you know, he's just like, he's talking about his dad, by the way, and he's like, yeah, my dad got quick-scoped. It's kind of cringe, but, yeah, there was blood on his face, I guess, yeah.
Murdered, or when he saw blood on his father's face. This would have been an extremely traumatic event for him, so it's surprising that he doesn't appear to show any signs of trauma. He hasn't cried, expressed shock, or even been at a loss for words. He does lower his voice and mumble a little, but this change in volume and speech may be out of fear and not wanting to discuss the crime. It's possible that he's keeping his emotions inside or putting on a brave face. We don't know his typical behavior, so keeping his emotions inside may be normal for him.
Okay, what did you do after that?
Then we talked to Mr. Smith and he came in the
Hey,
house.
Pyro, thought I'd go ahead and finally say something. I've been watching you since I was just a child in middle school. Now I'm finishing my first year in college. Thank you for all the entertainment, laughs and thought-provoking content from the years. So proud of you and love you, man.
Jesus Christ. Joseph Smedley. Joseph Sneed. Thank you so much for $200, man. You really didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. I'm happy that I could entertain you for so long by rewatching content and going, haha, funny. But no, seriously, man, thank you so much. That really means a lot. God damn. $200 from Joseph Sneed. Jesus. That's insane, man. Thank you so much.
Okay. He called 911, and I went upstairs, looked for the rest of my mother and my two brothers. I saw them.
Okay.
We don't know Nick's diagnosis, but this lack of emotion, despite talking about his entire family being...
Did you kill your family?
The narrator's voice is genuinely annoying.
The narrator's voice? Nah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Imagine if it's Logan Paul, bro. Imagine if it's Logan Paul.
And then this thing happened and it was crazy and I went into a forest in Japan and that was crazy.
Imagine if I was the narrator. That'd be even worse. Could you imagine me being the narrator
Your
for this?
Honor, my client doesn't like jail.
Your Honor, my client simply doesn't like jail. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so you did commit first-degree murder of your entire family, but because that could make you uncomfortable being in jail, I will simply remove the entire sentence and throw out the case. Thank you, Nexus Foxy, for joining.
Being dead is typical of individuals with antisocial personality disorder. Please note that the people involved in this case have not been formally diagnosed with any mental illness, and the psychological analysis is not based.
Antisocial personality disorder isn't typically diagnosed in children, but traits of APD usually develop during late childhood to early teen years. Isn't that just being a doomer? As opposed to an actual mental illness?
Based upon a formal assessment.
We discovered his dad on the couch.
I'm not even trolling. I didn't even know APD was an actual thing. Antisocial personality disorder. I didn't even know that was the thing. Because I've seen so many people get diagnosed with like ADD and ADHD. But I didn't even know antisocial personality was a thing. Like an actual disorder. Oh, I've muted the video. Idiot.
Discovered his dad on the couch, like bloody. His face was really pale. And then we got Mr. Pat, who's about to drive away.
Someone said, how do you not know? You have it. You literally have it. Shut up. Todd Alquist moment. I didn't know. Todd Alquist be like, I look like Matt Damon if he smoked meth. Mr. White, I killed a kid, but it was cringe, Mr. White.
He came in and then he pushed us away from like the dad. So Nick went upstairs, found his mom in the master bedroom, and his two brothers in their bed.
It's a personality disorder. Yeah. It's a personality disorder. But I didn't know it was an actual diagnosis. I didn't know it was something. I thought it was like a personality type as opposed to like an actual diagnosis.
Bedroom, like all bloody, and I was up there too with him, and Alex was down the hall, and I just took Nick and just brought him.
Thank you, Celeste, for joining.
Hey Pyro, I've fallen into a rut when it comes to video games and are stuck playing the same 3 games on my 100+ Steam library. What are some games you'd personally recommend?
That's everyone on Steam, bro. Try and play Postal 2, though. That's a good
Glad
game.
you got your tags right. Pyrocynical.
Pyrocynical. Thank you, Forever Pondering, for joining.
Okay.
Alex gives his take on the disturbing discovery of Nick's deceased father. I just stayed right by the stairs when you walk in. I didn't want to see anything.
Okay.
And Nick just said he saw blood on him. And then right as my dad was pulling off, I stopped him.
Did you see his dad or anything?
Yeah, I saw him on the couch. So I ran outside and got Mr. Smith.
Okay.
And he came in, he's like yelling. He's like, John, you okay? And so I gave Mr. Pat the home phone, and he called 911. And Nick went upstairs and looked in his brother's and mom's room, and they had like blood on them.
You said Nick ran upstairs? Is that what you said?
Nick went upstairs.
Nick went upstairs?
Yeah. He wanted to see where everyone else was. So then we all went outside when Mr. Pat was on the phone.
When you went outside, where'd you go?
Did the kid kill his dad? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. My theory at the minute is yes, because I think that's pretty much that's the ongoing theory at the minute. And some guy donated 15 minutes ago saying that he lived with Nick, which is one of the kids, and he can't believe that he killed his dad. He basically, he did the equivalent of like when Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was being released and screaming out that Dumbledore dies.
We stood behind Mr. Pat's truck.
Did you guys go to the back of the house at all?
Yes. We all ran around back.
What did you see back there?
We were going to see if there's any signs down there.
Guys, we did it. We killed our whole family. Poggers.
He did get a care package though. I can't be hating that.
So he opened the door and he saw the Xbox and his.
Who's he again, sorry?
Nick.
Okay.
He saw the Xbox and the Wii like on top of each other on the pool table.
The Xbox being left behind makes a robbery much less likely, as that's something a burglar would likely take, especially if it was sitting out so
What's that logic? It's like some robber breaks into their house, right? It's like, has he got a PS2? He's got an Xbox? Oh, fuck that Xbox. Xbox got no games. What was like a Halo 2? Fuck that shit. Leave that there. Thank you, Hunter, for joining. Love and Milkmans.
Visibly. Burglars also rarely kill their victims and will more often than not leave if they discover the house is occupied.
Burglars rarely kill victims, Cap, and will more often than not leave if they discover the house is occupied. Okay, that's
you know
true.
You have rights? Well, if you end up in the shoes of these kids, better call Saul. Don't drink and drive, but if you do, call me.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's calling Saul right now, bro.
Matt Pat, but hey, that's just a theory.
You know what I've thought actually? Hang on. Breaking Bad season 1, right? The release date was 2008, right? This interview was in...
Have a thought of streaming Parcel 3.
This was in February 2008. And Breaking Bad season 1 came out in January 2008. That means... And the worst thing is, Saul, as a character, was not introduced until season 2 of Breaking Bad. So if these kids... If this kid didn't kill his whole family, if he wasn't, you know, a little prick and rushed it, if he waited a year, he then could have got Saul to save the case, right? All he needed to do was wait a single year for when Saul got introduced.
Blood, and then as my dad was
No, he couldn't call Saul. That's the whole point. Breaking Bad season 1 just came out when he killed his family.
I stopped him.
Did you see his dad or anything?
Yeah, I saw him on the couch. So I ran outside and got Mr. Smith.
Okay.
And he came in and he's like yelling. He's like, John, you okay? And so I gave Mr. Pat the home phone, and he called 911. And Nick went upstairs and looked in his brother's and mom's room, and they had like blood.
Thank you,
all over.
Copy for joining.
You said Nick ran upstairs? Is that what you said?
Nick went upstairs.
Nick went upstairs?
Yeah. He wanted to see where everyone else was. So then we all went outside when Mr. Pat was on the phone.
When you went outside, where'd you go?
We stood behind Mr. Pat's truck.
Did you guys go to the back of the house at all?
Yes. We all ran around back.
What did you see back there?
We were going to see if there's any signs down there. So he opened the door and he saw the Xbox and his...
Who's he again, sorry?
Nick.
Okay.
He saw the Xbox and the Wii like on top of each other on the pool table.
You imagine if Nick killed his whole family just because like his dad wouldn't buy him Halo 2 on Xbox? That's the entire reason that this entire like debacle actually happened.
The Xbox being left behind makes a robbery much less likely, as that's something a burglar would likely take, especially if it was sitting out so visibly. Burglars also... His account is about to further incriminate his friend Nick.
As far as you know,
No,
did Nick
stop
ever...
snitching on Nick,
Did
man.
he tell you he had driven around at all last night?
Nah, he said he didn't at all.
Okay.
But then today at the mall, he said he couldn't get the keys, and he pulls the car keys out of his jacket, and he said he said they were just in there. He didn't even know.
In his pocket?
Yeah, in his jacket pocket.
Nick Nick had alleged that he never got the keys or entered the house, which is now contradicted by Alex.
Is there everybody else in your family?
No, that's it.
Okay. How about grandfather?
It's not looking good for Tommy in it, guys. It's really not looking good for Tommy in it.
Or is he just there for the
He
weekend?
lives there. Full time, my grandmother lives in it.
How old is he? Your granddad?
73.
This is why Xbox
So I
is a
wanted to come.
thing.
If I asked him to come
Just
here,
like
would
you,
he do
Pyro.
that? Would he?
Well, they come down. It just takes about 3 hours.
I understand, but when you come down.
Nick is laughing with the detective and seems almost lighthearted. Most people would certainly lack the ability to laugh so easily. However, people can process trauma differently, and it's impossible to know how Nick is truly feeling inside. As many...
Yeah, I guess, no, that's a fair point, actually. Okay, so we know that he probably did, like, you know, flashbang his whole family. But, yeah, I mean, people do process trauma differently, like laughing and stuff. That's a fair point. That's actually a fair point. Because it's almost like laughing, everyone interprets laughing as a bad thing. I remember, like, when I was in class and I had to do presentations, I would always burst out laughing. But it's not like a good laugh. It's like a nervous laugh, right? Like it's anxiety.
Individuals are very good at hiding their emotions.
All right, let me work on that real quick.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, yeah, there's a difference between a school presentation and murdering your entire family with like a drop shot, quick scope collateral with a heartbeat sensor intervention in Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I'll come back and talk to him a little bit. Okay? You need anything else?
Before leaving the room, the officer asks Nick if he needs anything. This may not seem particularly important, but the officer is trying to build rapport with him by getting...
Do you need anything? Did you do it? What'd you say, sir? I'm just asking, did you need a coffee or did you do it? Or milk and sugar? Did you do it?
Him to believe that the officer is on his side. He will be more...
The entire chat is just spamming he didn't call Saul. It's like he killed his whole family and you guys are still doing the Saul Goodman bit. I mean, to be fair, I did just make an intervention joke.
Open when talking to him.
Some food would be nice.
Food is it?
Real quick.
He wants food? Can you pause real quick? You gotta sleep? Okay, no, we can pause for you, man. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna keep the stream just pause until you, like, wake up from your 8-hour sleep, man. That's fine, no worries.
When talking to him.
Some food would be nice.
Food is it?
The weird thing, okay, that's weird because, like, when you're under stress, you're not in a good mindset, anxiety, depression, whatever. Food is the last thing you think of, right? Unless it's like, you know, fucking binge eating or something. When I have anxiety, for example, the last thing I want to do is eat because I know I'll just throw up. So that is so bizarre that he just wants to, like, go straight for food. Like, okay, food can be seen as a comfort thing. I 100% understand that. That's why I brought up, you know, the binge eating thing. But, like, your family have been
Hey,
killed.
Pyro, I'm a fan since 2014 and I continuously enjoyed your content. Thank you for making my everyday a little better.
Thank you, Marcus. Your entire family have been killed, and you want to have, like, a croissant. It doesn't really add up, right? It doesn't really make much sense.
Check our restaurant here. It's all we eat junk food here. Is that okay?
It's fine.
How about some drink?
Soda would be great.
His request for food is surprising, as most people would lack an appetite after seeing what he witnessed hours before.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's nerves. Nerves kill your appetite. They completely kill your appetite, man. Food is comforting, yeah, but, like, if you're under that much stress and anxiety, because he's got two things at the minute. He's got two things. Firstly, he killed his family, if he killed his family. And secondly, he's in an interrogation room. Okay, so even if he's a complete psychopath and he had no remorse killing his family, he still has the anxiety of possibly being caught, because in his head, he'll think he's the prime suspect, right? Again, it's so bizarre. It's just like, you know, I want a happy, you know, I killed 20 people. I want a happy meal. It doesn't add up.
Given the situation, this could indicate that...
When I'm anxious, the first thing I do is eat. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But, like, I just said it's, like, not in this situation, though. It doesn't, you know... yeah, it's weird. I'm putting it in my perspective that when I'm anxious, I just don't have an appetite at all.
That he's emotionally disconnected. Nick is likely feeling... patient.
Okay. The reason why I'm smiling right now is because he said, okay, so you heard this, right? You heard this.
This could indicate that he's emotionally disconnected.
When he said emotionally disconnected, the first thing I thought of was this.
As you guys can see, look, he killed me with a stun. A stun, he can't use a stun. Yeah, guys, look. Yeah, look, guys, look.
He disconnected. He used the stun.
Guys. Thanks for watching, guys.
He disconnected.
Hey, disconnected.
Nick
Look,
is likely
guys,
feeling more comfortable now.
He disconnected.
The detective has been friendly and joking with him. There's been no suggestion or hint that he may be a suspect. He may.
My brain is just my brain is just buzzword heaven, man. It's like anytime there's like a genuine word, I just think of some meme shit. My brain is deep fried. Thank you, Drago Trash Can, for joining.
Even feel that he can let his guard down.
Hey, look, he disconnected.
As it's becoming more clear that Nick is likely the prime suspect, Taylor sheds some light on Nick's home life. From the outside, it appears Nick has everything going for him. However, we learn things
of the average person's face to a traumatic event. Look up the guy who was interviewed after he saw the bus beheading. That situation actually happened pretty close to me.
The bus beheading? I'm not watching that now, but I'll look it up and make a note of it. The bus beheading. Man beheaded and cannibalized. What the fuck? Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Might not be.
Okay, that might not be family friendly. The family murder, that's fine, but like the cannibalism stuff, that might be a bit too much, bro.
He as great as they see. And
the detective Scott Shelby. No, because he's actually doing all the quick time events well. He's moving closer to the suspect and he's offering him a drink. If it was Scott Shelby, he would have just like bought in a coffee, tripped over, and like scolded himself to death.
Pyro, thank you for continuing to make such great content. Also, he didn't call Saul.
He didn't call Saul. He didn't call Saul.
Nick has been getting into trouble.
Did he say anything to you?
Again, my brain is just buzzwords, man. Because when I hear him saying Nick is getting into trouble, I just imagine the Oblivion guard that goes, trouble? Trouble? We've got this on hand, right? In my fucking buzzword folder. Trouble? Have we got it? What the fuck is this? Okay, I don't think we have it. You know how the guards would say trouble? Okay, I don't think I can find it. Or maybe I can find it. Can we find it? Can we find it where he goes trouble? He goes trouble? Trouble?
Stop!
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. I can't believe I know all that. I know all of that off by heart. I know all of that off by heart. This game is shit, but it's so good. Then pay with your blood. No, I don't think. Oh, trouble. No, I can't find it. I can't find it. I like how this guy's playing in fucking widescreen, like it's CS:GO comp, by the way. Sweat. We've not got it. I'm putting in way too much effort for this joke, man.
Well, now, what do we have here?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, when you're poor. No gold to pay your fine. I'm confiscating your stolen goods. Now it's off to jail with ya. No, I can't find it. There's a bit. I swear, there's a bit where he goes trouble. Is it this?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Stop! You violated the law.
Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Okay. I'm kind of slowly realizing I'm getting too committed to the bit right now. I'm going to have to pull out, chat. Chat, I'm going to have to pull out. I'm really sorry. We have to go back to the video because the clip of the Oblivion guard going, trouble? I can't find it.
As they seem. And Nick has been getting into trouble.
Trouble?
Did he say anything to you?
Trouble?
Has he had any issues with his parents lately?
Not that I know. I mean, I think he got in trouble like a couple once or so.
Oh shit, we're nearly 10,000 viewers.
This is the first suggestion.
Oh
that there
my
may have
god,
been some
fuck
issues
Twitch.
between Nick and his parents. Still, it's pretty common for teenagers to clash with their parents. However, this could be seen as a red flag, as teen drinking could be a sign of behavioral problems and issues in the household. At 15 years old, Nick is still in his early adolescent years, so drinking at this age could definitely be more of an indication of behavioral or mental health issues. In other words, it could be considered more concerning when a younger teen...
Just like in Siege.
Wait, Trouble's a line in Skyrim? No, it's not.
Why
no,
does
it's
this guy
not.
in the interrogation room kinda looks like the odds 1s out.
There's no way Trouble isn't...
Trouble line is Skyrim, you mong.
No, it's not. The Trouble line isn't in Skyrim. Chat, what's his name? Savannah Barbour. No, it's not. No, you're capping. Trouble. Trouble? Nah, you're capping. You're capping. I'm not. Okay, so there's a Skyrim voice line here. It's 20 minutes. I'm not going through all that. Ain't no way in hell I'm going through all that.
Starts drinking.
Always
It
love
could
your
also...
content from the support to the animation community to how people pay to insult you. Thanks for the laughs.
Thank you, Dragon Meat. You are the only person to use the Plankton voice line, by the way.
Will be an indication of
guys, can you message your mom on WhatsApp in the WhatsApp group chat to watch my stream, because we're nearly at 10k viewers. Cheers. And can you ask her that you need to make you need to pay a mortgage on your house and then donate it to this stream? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bellathor, for joining.
Disorder, which is often a precursor to antisocial personality disorder. Conduct disorder is a behavioral and emotional disorder that can occur in children and teens, and usually includes a pattern of lying, rule-breaking, aggression, and destructive behavior.
Hang on, kids, le bad.
Did you see a gun with Nick at all last night? Did you have a gun?
No.
Are you sure?
Not that I saw. I did not see
Did you say or talk about a gun last night?
No.
Are you 100% positive?
Yes.
Okay.
Did not talk about it.
Have you touched a gun in the last 24 hours?
I touched an airsoft gun.
No, a real gun.
No.
All right. Has Nick ever said anything about his parents abusing and mistreating him or anything like that?
Nope.
Taylor appears confident in his response when asked if Nick ever mentioned being abused by his parents.
My partner ran out to get food, so we got some time.
They literally said in the editing room, okay, he shook his head a lot. He shook his head so much, it looked like he was about to unscrew like a bobblehead. So yeah, we're just going to say he's innocent now.
The detective comes back and acts very friendly, asking questions unrelated to the crime to rebuild rapport with Nick. He wants him to get comfortable talking with him because...
How are you going to build rapport at this point? You're basically saying that he's done it. It's like, okay, Nick, we know that you killed your family, but you're kind of baby. I'm baby. You want another coffee? You want another coffee, bro?
Once a suspect begins talking, it's much easier for them to continue. It will also help him to let his...
Skyrim, it's at 627.
It's at... Okay, it's at 6:27 in that video that I just linked. Hang on. Okay, hang on. It's at 6:27. You're lying your ass off right now, bro.
Free. Done. Now move along before you get me in trouble. That's a damn shame.
Nah. That's not it.
Before you get me in trouble.
Okay. So he says trouble, but it's not the right context. It definitely was a guard in Oblivion. And he goes, you interact with him, and he goes, trouble? Like, that's it. And then it opens the dialogue wheel. Like, I do appreciate the effort, though, man. You really went all out there.
His guard down.
I like it there. Yeah.
Thank you, Wizard, for joining, and Jake Dixon.
Like, what kind of good student? How's the golf team?
Good. We won counties and then lost regionals, but yeah, good team.
You can see Nick smiling. His demeanor is extremely troubling and unusual for someone in his position. Nick is frequently touching his face, which can be a self-soothing behavior, even though he appears to be chatting normally with the detective.
Detective's rubbing his face like, oh my god, how could this kid be this fucking stupid? It's like, you're on the chopping block for murdering your family, and then it's like, how's the golf? Oh, the golf's really good. Yeah, no, it's fine.
To ask on this stream, but what is your favorite level/soundtrack from the PS1 Spyro trilogy? Mine is Scorch from Spyro 2, but track is Buzz's Dungeon.
What is my favorite level from the Spyro trilogy? I really like... Oh, that's such a good question, man. Shit. Gateway to Glimmer, which is the second one. It's called Gateway to Glimmer in Europe, but it's called Rip Does Rage in America because you people are this fucking stupid. Spyro, it has to be Spyro 1. I think Treetops, man. I think Treetops. Treetops in Spyro 1. Yeah, that's cinema. That's such a good level, Treetops. Because that's a hard level. That's a level where so many kids just hit a wall because how hard it was. I had to come back to that when I was like a fucking teenager.
It's apparent that he's not truly comfortable with the interview process.
Talk about your dad. What do you do for a living? Lawyer. What kind of lawyer?
If this goes wrong, I'm literally embarrassing myself in front of 10 people.
Just wanted to say that I really appreciate you, Pyre. Yeah, you are my smirteen to my blood trench.
Well, that's cringe, yeah.
Your SM13's your blood trench. Thank you, Moonkey, for
Pyro,
joining.
do you plan on reviewing any Platinum games, like the funny Senator Metal game, or Punchy Transformer game?
I've definitely got to play, I've got to do Metal Gear Revengeance at some point, right? Because so many of you are just, like, shilling it constantly.
The detective asks him about his father in a very casual manner to see how he responds and to gauge his feelings towards him. He's trying to see if Nick's response aligns with what his friends will say.
What firm? What was it? In McLean Reed. What do they do? What kind of law? He's a business lawyer. Oh, mom. She had a property management sort of side business, more of a stay-at-home mom. Okay, that's cool.
The actual trouble line is at 16.8.
The trouble line is at 16.8.
I swear on my life I heard a Whiterun guard say that line once in my 500 hours of playtime. It is in the game Pyro.
It's not. Okay. So,
according to my records, it's minute 147 of Oblivion Guards 3.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable
Oblivion
warriors.
Guards 3. Okay, hang on. We're gonna find this. Okay, so Oblivion Guards 3. Hang on. 147. It's got to be here, right? 147.
Trouble?
Yes! There it is! Yes! That took so long, guys. Fuck Reddit. Fuck any kind of like deep learning algorithm. This chat today found it. We found it. That took so long, so many donos. That was so totally worth it. I'm so happy. Trouble? I knew it existed. I knew it wasn't some Mandela shit. I knew it existed. Trouble?
Trouble?
Trouble? We went to way too much effort for that. Man, I swear. Trouble? Actual base. Thank you, Beamy, for that. Thank you, Debasaur, for joining. Mad Ad Co. Manny Garcia. Non-stop.
Please play Subnautica. It has some pretty cool lore like Iron Man. Also, the Blue Kelp is a
It seems like he
Birmingham
wants to avoid
reference.
discussing any issues he had with his father to remove a motive
Subnautica's
for
a good
him
game.
being the killer.
Got any enemies or anything? Enemies or problems at work?
Trouble?
No, I don't think so.
The officer isn't asking these questions because he actually thinks enemies or problems at work caused the murders. Rather, the officer is once again trying to get Nick to let his guard
Been
down
here
by making
since
him believe that he
2014, and
isn't.
If you want proof, then I'm literally on your thumbnail on my worst video. Tee go buy yourself a burger or something, Lamau.
Thank you, Luna.
Suspect.
You ever talk about anything that's
So Nick hasn't gave any kind of like alibi, right? Or any kind of reason to why he wasn't targeted. Because Nick hasn't tried to spin a story, right? Of how like maybe his dad went and killed everyone.
going on at work that, I mean, not in a bad sense when we talk about work life.
Like Nick is doing the equivalent of just idling in a TF2 server now, just hoping something happens. And just, he hopes he doesn't get caught.
But nothing. Did he have to travel at all, or is he pretty much here? I mean, last time we traveled
Speak English
was
for once. Like they do in America where they speak proper English and not regurgitated Aussie talk.
Oh, you want me to speak American? Okay. Well, golly gee, Marianne, I can't wait to take my son Tyler to school. All he's got to do is walk through the metal detector and make sure that the M16 in his backpack doesn't get found.
That the man who made Bath, where a man dives into a tub of chili sauce into a man that makes vids about people diving into blood oceans, history repeats itself.
I don't know what any of that means, but thank you for the 10, man.
with me down in South Carolina, which was a family matter. He's just not really traveling business much. Okay. Oh, so he wasn't having to Go to other businesses around the area. Okay.
Pretty much all local.
Okay. And mom was there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How about your brothers?
They both went to Coxville Middle School.
How old are they?
8th and 6th grade, so 13 and 11.
Okay. Is there anything else? He's not going to put you in anything, is he? Is he going to say that you've had any involvement in anything?
No, I didn't.
He's not going to say he told you?
He did not tell me.
Everyone's doing the eyebrow emoji now. Trouble?
So he needs to apply a little more pressure like he did with Taylor. It's noteworthy that the detective basically takes an identical approach with all the boys.
Are you 100% sure? I don't want this to come back and bite you.
I didn't play Ultra Cool yet, no, but I've got it downloaded on Steam, so I'm gonna give it a try on stream at some point, definitely.
I'm 100% sure.
Do you know anything else you should be telling me right now?
No.
I'm gonna let you think about it for a while.
Thank you, Mama Sue, for joining.
Alright.
Because this could come back on
Minty
you hard.
Blitz.
Yes.
The detective leaves Alex alone to let him digest the entire situation and to consider.
Okay, so we know that Tubbo didn't do it. Tubbo is completely innocent.
Consider the seeds the detective planted about how
Tubbo's too busy building Tubnet right now.
serious this situation is. Alex appears to have taken what the detective said very seriously, because he immediately offers up some important information when the detective returns after about 10 minutes alone.
But I do remember one thing to tell you. Nick told his little brother to keep the door unlocked for him to come in last night.
He may be worried about whether he could get into trouble, especially if he gets...
I can't take that word serious anymore now. Trouble? He could get into some trouble?
Caught in another lie.
Trouble?
It appears that he's now being honest and cooperative.
I remember Nick told his little brothers how he was going to get in.
What? Why has he got the surgical... He's got the surgical gloves on right now. What? Did he have them on in the last bit? No. What? Is he going to strangle the kid out? Why has he got the surgical gloves on now? What the fuck?
Let you think about it for a while.
What? Chat.
Detective leaves Alex at about...
Chat. Why are he pulling out the payday gloves? Why are he pulling out the payday gloves?
Lie. It appears that he's now being honest and cooperative.
I remember Nick told his little brothers how he was going to get in to keep the basement door unlocked. That's how he was going to get in the
Did he call his little brother?
Yeah, he called him.
And that's how he's going to get in the house?
Yes.
The basement door?
Yeah, the slider.
Cavity search. It's like he secretly says, I'm actually not an investigator or interrogator. I work for the TSA, and you're trying to get a flight to Alabama.
Like where the pool table is, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that.
That's real important.
I should remember that.
That's cool. Thank you.
The detective returns to confront Taylor with one of his lies to further impart on him the fact that he needs to be totally truthful.
Do you remember at one point Nick calling his little brother?
Yeah, he called his brother.
What did he tell him? What did he ask him?
His brother didn't pick up.
How about before that? Did he get a hold of his brother and say leave the back door open?
Yes. He did.
All right, that's the stuff, man. You can't keep doing that to me. You gotta be 100% true with me. All right?
Yes.
Okay.
You know it gets serious when the payday gloves are on.
Yeah, I have no idea why he's got the gloves on. There's still been no context given as to why he has the gloves on and why he needs them.
There's nothing more serious than this right now. Okay. Think about it. I'll be back talking a little bit. Don't let you lie to me. You don't want that to happen to you.
I thought you were talking about after.
Okay, I understand.
I'm sorry.
Taylor's claim that he misunderstood the questions may have been true, but either way, he appears to be even more nervous now. Again, the detective.
The narrator just starts like roasting his shoes.
How are you? I love your stuff and just wanted to ask you, what is your favorite game?
My favorite game? I don't have one, man. At the minute, though, I'm playing Ready or Not a lot in my spare time.
Ever heard of Amori? It's a pretty cool indie RPG with a really good story to go into blind. Would be interesting to see your thoughts on it.
I've been live for an hour and 50 minutes, and you're the first person to shill Amori this stream, which is amazing, because usually you'd be like the 50th person by now.
Pyro, when are we getting Pets Cop? We have been waiting forever, and it saddens me that you haven't done this yet. Also, you should retire. You're becoming old.
Okay, bro, your mum squirted you out like 7 minutes ago, and she put you on an iPad. Like, that doesn't mean you get to talk shit about me being old. Shut up.
That leaves him alone.
When you got home with Mr. Smith, right, you went upstairs, and you guys went outside, apparently?
Right, went outside.
Where did you go?
Went out to the back, and then that door was unlocked.
It was unlocked?
It was unlocked, the basement sliding door.
Is that characteristically locked also, or do they always...
75. That's not, because that's sort of more the kids, you know, basements.
I will say though, obviously we all know this at this point, how all the kids are so nervous. Like this kid, right? He's hunched over. They're all kind of like hunched over on the table. They look very kind of nervous and anxious. But then you got Tommy in it, and he's almost leaning back like he's comfortable. And the detective's doing that as well. The detective's comfortable because it's his space, right? Like he's got no reason to feel intimidated. But yeah, it's his physical demeanor, even though I think body language is kind of full of shit, mostly, his physical demeanor is almost showing how he's quite calm about all of it. Like he's climatized himself, right? That's obviously a bit of a red flag.
Right, went outside.
Where did you go?
Went out to the back, and then that door was unlocked.
It was unlocked?
It was unlocked, the basement sliding door.
Is that characteristically locked also, or do they always?
75. That's not, because that's sort of more the kids, you know, basements. That's probably.
Okay.
It's more or less. It's not locked as often.
Okay. Man, if you had to make a guess how someone got in the house, how would you?
Probably that basement.
That basement. When did you see your parents last, or talk to your parents? When did you see your parents last? I should ask.
When they dropped me off at Ryan Fingal's house.
So Greg was in the car with the parents when he dropped you off?
I was in the car, Ben stayed at the house.
Okay.
He's got like a smirk when he says everything as well, right? Chat's just spamming he got caught trolling. Like he killed his family, but it's a bit of trolling. It's a little bit of trolling.
Dropped over at Ryan.
What's this about? It's about a kid that trolled too hard on a Gmod Dark RP server.
It's shocking how casually Nick is talking about his parents and brothers, given that he just found them dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's not even like the cop is breaking the news to him. He knows already.
This is Defa Cinema. The boss soundtracks for Spyro 3 sound absolutely terrifying, especially Scorch's Pit.
Yeah, I need to play through Reignited Trilogy again. Especially because the dragons in the first game.
It's my first time catching a stream. Just
nice.
Curious, would you play a game called This Strange Realm of Mine? It's a bit obscure, but you might enjoy it.
Strange Realm of Mine. Okay, I'll bookmark that.
Did you talk to him by phone at all that night?
The plan was they were going to pick me up at, I think, 9 o'clock the next morning.
Okay. What was that? You guys had something to do, or?
Just clean the house, actually.
Clean the house. Okay. Did you talk to your brothers at all?
No.
All right. Okay. What time did you start calling the house?
First call, I think we called just because the kids were to come over tonight, and we're so little get together, and I called it about 10 o'clock in the morning.
This morning?
This morning at my family's house phone. And I called their cell, where I called all the numbers. Greg's cell, my mom's cell, dad's cell.
Oh shit, thank you, Netanel Stolovi. Oh, he gave me shekels again. Holy based. That's shekels, right? That's Israeli shekel. Hang on. What is that? A currency sign representing the Israeli new shekel.
Have you had a look at the Canadian housing market? It's awful. I wish I was in the UK.
Holy shit.
Get a CS:GO long story.
Netanel. Netanel? Netanel. I don't know if I'm really sorry if I'm butchering your name, but thank you so much for the 300 shekels, my man. Thank you.
Even our deep creek house.
Honestly, the base currency here, man. I'm sorry. Anyone give like dollars and pounds? Like you got nothing on the shekel.
It doesn't really make sense that he was apparently so worried about his family that he called multiple phone numbers to try to get a hold of them.
It's Palestine. No, I put it in Google. It says the Israeli new shekel. I don't know what currency that is. I copy pasted it and put it in Google. I don't know. Okay, all right, chat. We're not having a politics war right now.
Phone of one of their other houses, but he didn't just go down the road to see if they were at home. His friend's house was close to his own home, so he could have easily walked there to check on his family much earlier in the day.
Dollars and euro are poor people money. I mean, they are the same currency used in Tarkov, so yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Did they try to call you at all last night?
Thank you, Efren, for joining.
Nothing that you missed or messaged or is there text on yours? Any text from them or whatever?
Nothing from them.
Okay. So what time do you think you left Ryan's house to go back to the house to get the car? If you had to guess.
1:30. I know because it was the clock. 1:30.
Okay. How long did it take you to get over there?
Not exactly sure. I got lost.
Will you be reacting to the life of a truck tire in China?
Nick claims
the life of a truck tire in China. The life of a truck tire in China. Was that a
In
joke?
fact,
What the fuck is
Nick
this?
Mitchell is Browning has a recti presenter profile.
What?
He left Ryan's house at 1:30,
Back
which
you
is about
stupid
an hour
gamer for
later
joining.
than what the other boys told the detective. He also states that he didn't get to his house until 3 a.m.
Ah,
He may be
so
intentionally giving
he
an
had enough
erroneous
time to clean
timeline,
up then.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
line up with him being at the house when his family was killed.
Yeah. What I don't understand with this whole story as well is, you know how they're interrogating the boys, right? Why are they not using DNA? Does DNA take a long time? Does DNA take weeks or days? And yeah, is it because DNA takes a couple days and they just kind of want to get the interrogations out of the way while it's fresh now? Because surely if Nick, like, you know, collateraled his parents and his family, they'd have DNA, right? Yeah. So they want to do the interrogation now and then DNA will just come in later. DNA can take quite a while, has to be sent. Yeah. I assumed it wouldn't be instantaneous. Okay.
I noticed we're being told there's a gun.
Pyro, have you seen the movie Snatch? It's one of the best.
I have seen Snatch. Bro, I've seen Snatch. That film is cinema. Snatch is cinema. That's such a good film. And there was another film I watched.
Murdering my parents at 3 a.m. challenge.
Layer Cake. Watch Layer Cake if you haven't, because that's done by the same people that did Snatch.
Providing entertainment for many years. Graduating next week and just wanted to say thanks.
Oh, nice one, Joker. Happy for you, man.
Trouble?
Yeah, so...
Are you gonna watch new BCS tomorrow?
Oh my god, is new Soul out tomorrow? I thought it was the day after tomorrow. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're definitely watching that. Kim Wexler foot cam. Yeah, so okay, so DNA takes a while. So yeah, because after he wallbanged his parents, like he's not giving an accurate timeline compared to the boys, right? So I think he had time to kind of like clean up. I reckon, yeah, what I reckon this story's going to conclude is it's going to be leaning towards he did it, and then I think at the very end the narrator's going to say, oh yeah, DNA confirmed it, Lamau.
Locker in the house in the basement. What kind of guns your dad have? 2 pistol, 40 caliber, 9.
Actually, chat. I am gonna go for a piss. I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. No arguing, okay? I don't want to see any of you fighting while I'm gone.
Glad you are in Team /dead stare as well.
back. Chat. I've returned. I've returned. Trouble? Oh. Shit. Let's pour myself some more water. I must stay hydrated for such a long stream. How much of the views dipped? How many people, like, just jumped off a cliff? 100 people. Not too bad.
Today is Mindy, which means that Gandalf gets to lick a graham cracker.
Gandalf committed 145 war crimes in Taiwan between the years 1997 and 2005.
I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. If anyone's wondering what I just took, by the way, it's krill oil. Hang on. Yeah, it's krill oil. So I'll probably get dementia like a year later than when I'm meant to. Like, eat red tablets. Anyways. Alright. Back to it. Back to it, boys. Back to it.
Millimeter, a little. Do you know what kind they were? I mean, do you know guns at all? Yeah, little Smith & Wesson, two both are Smith & Wesson. One was a gift from our uncle, who it's the pistol they use on the Boeing 747 things. Okay. So one of those, and then 30-06 rifle, a couple shotguns. You guys hunt at all, or just? He hunts. I've hunted a couple times. More clay pigeons. We shoot those up at Deep Creek. Okay. So pistol.
Why would you be talking about such non-important topics?
It's just something 38 special.
It's krill with a K. Oh. Thank you, Hani, for joining, and Alaheo.
Like a 2-inch barrel, and then there's this World War II old pistol. Okay.
With this question and his answer, the police officer is establishing that, at the very least, he had enough knowledge of the gun locker that he could potentially use the guns inside.
I did wash my hands.
This adds to the likelihood of him being the shooter.
I'm not sure what that takes. I was told there's 2 lockers, is that true? Yes, there's the rifle case, and then there's the ammo / pistol case thing. Okay. So it's 2 different cabinets, I take it? Yes. Okay. Okay.
Are we still live, chat? Are we still live? I think my thing crashed. Oh no, we're still good. Okay.
And I asked before, do we know where the keys are to the? But you don't have an extra set that you can get it to us to.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
If I had to get maybe his dressers next to his bed, might have. Okay. But you don't have anything. Not that I know of. Okay.
In his room alone, Taylor is showing signs of both stress and impatience by pacing and tapping his fingers on the table.
Anything else we need to talk about?
Yeah, I think I remember like the times more.
Okay.
You were talking about like abusing, like he told me that his dad just sometimes says like I don't know when he got caught drinking or whatever. And his dad was like said something like a failure or something.
Okay, so he's degrading to him and stuff.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong. Who haven't killed their parents?
He did nothing wrong. Who hasn't killed their parents?
Watch Better Fall Saul by Rigmarole on stream.
You actually bring up a very good point. Who hasn't killed their parents for a little bit of trolling?
How did Nick do in school?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well. He takes some like AP classes, mostly GT, I think.
Okay.
Nick was likely smart and a good student if he had AP classes. Drinking is a behavior that doesn't typically align with the profile of a good student, but oftentimes high-achieving students can put excess pressure on themselves to perform, and thus seek out ways to cope with the emotional stress that results from that excess pressure. Sometimes these types of students have parents who set excessively high expectations for their academic achievement.
When I went to school, there were so many like kids in my year that told me like my parent wants me to be like a dentist or a doctor or something, and how they just be completely disowned from the family. Like overbearing parents. I don't know what it's like for the rest of you guys, but in the UK, I think there's a lot of like overbearing parents. I think there's a huge culture around that. Because I get it to an extent. It's like your parents want you to do well and for you to succeed. I totally understand that. But yeah, it's just like you're going to basically cripple your kid. You're going to emotionally cripple your kid.
Talk about anything about with his parents?
Nah, he didn't say anything.
He talk about having issues with his dad or anything?
Like they want what's best for you when they're overbearing and they put pressure on you, but it's not an excuse, right? Like it does end up just fucking you up emotionally.
No, he said his
Thank you,
dad
Nolan,
really
for joining.
hard on him, though.
Alex also hints at a troubled relationship between Nick and his dad. However, this may be true in a number of families with teenagers.
What kind of guy is Nick?
He's a nice guy.
Is he obsessed with guns or anything? Does he like guns?
Yeah, he has a lot of airsoft guns.
How about real guns? Do you know if you ever go shooting with his dad or anything?
No. I don't think he's
about the game Postal? Brain Damaged. It's like a spin-off of the main Postal games in a boomer shooter format. And how long is your finger in centimeters?
My finger in centimeters, it's like 2 fingers, I think. It's like 2 fingers. I play Brain Damaged, yeah, I might stream it.
Did he talk about a gun last night at all?
No.
A real gun?
No, you know.
Have you ever seen him carrying a real gun?
No.
You said you had a good relationship with your dad. Was he hard on you at all or anything like that?
Like most, I mean, you know, we've had our issues, but
okay. Your friends ratted you out, said you got caught drinking.
We had our issues. That's why I killed him.
Ratted him out. The detective may be trying to do 2 things here. First, show Nick that it's okay to admit mistakes he's made in the past, in the hopes that he may admit to other mistakes he's made in the past. And second, implicitly indicate to him that his friends have information about his past mistakes that they are willing to share with the police.
What happened there?
There was actually twice. One time I got caught at a friend's house, and then there was a ski trip. This was actually about a month ago.
Yeah.
Ski trip
Hey,
up to
Pyro.
Vermont.
Quanfidilius Fingal here. But for real, have you heard of a game called Lisa the Painful? As someone who ISNT big in RPG games, this is one of the best game I've played.
I've heard Lisa's really good, yeah. I've heard that's a really good game. Also, like, okay, so you know how the detective mirrors to
Hey,
calm them
Pyro,
down?
Noticed you sometimes use underadulterant music in the background. Have you ever thought about making reviews on those 2 games? I have a feeling you could do them justice. Happy to be a member.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do that game justice. I think it's already kind of been talked about enough, to be fair. Really. I don't really think there's that much I could add to it. What was I... Yeah, no, Lisa's a very good game. I don't know what I was talking about. I kind of lost my train of thought. I've had a Joe Biden moment. Anyways.
Stupidly brought some stuff, and you know they found it, and you know.
Your parents were on a ski trip with you?
No, they found it in my bag before we left.
Okay.
He reveals that he had been in trouble recently, but acts as though the relationship with his parents is pretty good. Still, this indicates that Nick seems to have a pattern of disobeying the rules. It's possible that he may have had addictive tendencies if he's bringing alcohol to take with him on a trip. But of course, to an extent, teen drinking can be considered somewhat typical of the age since adolescence.
Oh, wasn't about detective mirroring? That's right. Yeah, so like, if they're interrogating someone and the guy just starts doing heroin, is the detective then gonna like mirror that and just start doing heroin as well? Like, where does it end? I don't know. I don't really believe in the whole mirroring theory. I think it's a bit of a cope, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe on like some kind of lower level, it works, but I don't know.
Often well before their legal drinking age.
I do a no death run, not no damage.
Or someone told me that you called home and talked to Greg at one point last night.
Called him around. I think I called him. We walked around Spring Lake or Springdale.
Did you talk to your brothers at all?
No.
All right. Okay.
9, 10.
Okay. What did you tell him?
Told him, don't leave the back door unlocked.
Why'd you tell him to do that?
I was gonna go into the house and grab the keys.
Okay. I'm not trying to hit on you for driving a car. It's just...
At this point, the officer has yet to become accusatory towards Nick and continues attempting to convince him that he isn't a suspect. Leaving the back door open could possibly prove premeditation. The detective should have gotten more clarity as to why he made this request of his brother.
I like how even the narrator is roasting. Even the narrator is roasting this detective for doing such a shitty job. He's threatening the people that are innocent, and then he's going easy on the suspects.
There's Bobby something in the front of it. This is just a really shot in the dark. He's had some cops from the house before. He's sort of the neighborhood goof. Yeah, I guess you call him. I mean, that's...
Why are the police coming to the house?
I really don't know myself. I mean, I've heard drugs, but, you know, the rumor mill starts. Who knows?
On Powers Avenue?
Powers Avenue. It's sort of the most decrepit-looking house.
Nick may be trying to point the detectives in another direction by mentioning the neighbor, who has apparently been in trouble with the police before. He may be feeling somewhat concerned since the detective was questioning him more closely. so he wanted to put suspicion on someone else instead. Additionally, naming someone else could indicate that Nick truly doesn't believe he's a suspect at this point.
Alright, we'll come down the end here.
Okay.
The detective returns and asks a broad, open-ended question to see what Alex may have remembered while sitting alone for an hour.
Anything else you think you need to tell me?
I don't know. He always says his brothers are annoying and stuff, and he says his mom drinks a lot.
Does she?
It can be a red flag when there's a parent in the home that might be abusing alcohol. There's an impact on the whole family system when there's a parent who abuses alcohol, including the other parent, Nick's father, who may feel he has to compensate for the mother's absence. If this is true, and it's not been confirmed to be, this could create stress on the family as a whole.
Okay, how about the father?
I don't know. He just says he's really hard on him.
Okay.
And I guess he calls him Hitler. I don't.
He calls him Hitler?
Yes. He's really hard on him.
Okay.
Hi,
You really...
Squad video will be cinema, though I hope you talk about its creator Veal Calio. His mind is really interesting and his art is profound. Levelofficial.com has an interview with him.
Levelofficial.com has an interview. Okay, I'm going to take a note of that. Thank you for that, buddy. Appreciate it. I like how the editor really didn't have to get a picture of the now deceased man and put quotation marks Hitler. You really didn't have to do that to my boy. You did my boy bad there. Come on.
Calls him Hitler?
Yes. Because he's really hard on him.
Okay. And you're sure you didn't let on in what was going on last night?
No, he said nothing. Like he was going to do that.
Okay. Alright. Anything you gotta tell me before we go here? Because this is it. We're gonna start talking to Nick now. Like I told you before, I don't want him to come back and say, I told them this or I told them that, or because that puts things in different. Up to now, you've been perfectly honest with me. I just don't want something coming back on you guys when you've been
trying to think. It's about. That's all I remember.
Okay. All right, then. We're going to get you out of here, then.
Okay.
Get your ride, you, Taylor, and your dad, and Ryan, too.
Okay.
Get you going.
Alex, Ryan, and Taylor are all allowed to leave the police station and go home, while Nick remains alone to continue answering questions. Get ready, because this is where the case really goes off the rails.
All right, we're going to check see if there's some
food here for you. We in it now, boys. This is going to be some unhinged gaming right now.
Friends, by the way. Do they go home or home parents come? We have to have the parents come get them. Okay, so you're it? Yep. All right, let me check.
From Nick's perspective, he likely doesn't think that the police would provide a meal to a murder suspect, and this puts him further at ease. However, this is actually a common tactic when interrogating someone. People are more likely to open up.
Putting your legs up, bro. He took the shoes off, bro. He took the shoe. You guys fucking stanky feet. Oh my god. Okay, he did it.
People are more likely to open up when they're at ease, and people are more at ease when they're fed.
There's no way. There's no way. He actually put in his... Okay, chat is calling him a Chad for not caring. He killed his... Okay, so chat is now sympathizing with a murderer. Okay.
Anything else?
You guys are actually that down bad right now.
Need a head or anything?
The detective leaves him alone to eat the food he requested. After everything that's happened to his parents and brothers, Nick is able to eat a burger and fries. After he's done eating, Nick moves to a different chair and lays down with his feet up. This shows he feels at ease and relaxed, which is abnormal. It also shows a disrespect for authority. Most 15-year-olds would be afraid to put their feet up and lounge back like that in a police station.
The voices are getting louder. The voices are getting louder.
Thank you, Jamie Smith, for joining, and Jimbo Z.
Time to tackle that sussy bussy.
He's acting like this is his living room. This could be an indication that he completely does not care about the serious events unfolding all around him. This could also be an indication of a sense of entitlement. Again, this shows a complete lack of concern for what has happened to his family.
He puts the stanky feet up, bro. He doesn't even care.
Alone in the room for over 25 minutes.
Doesn't even care.
Hey, Nick, it's my part.
The officer re-enters the room and introduces his partner, another police officer.
I've been a cop a long time. I'm in homicide. Been here a while.
One thing that I know from watching these videos, when they bring in a second detective, they're just gonna go so hard on you, bro. So they just know it's him right now. They know it's him. 100p.
Stuff's just not adding up for me right now with you. Okay.
This is the first time that the officer has become accusatory towards Nick, and his intricately woven story is just about to fall to pieces.
Yep, this is it.
Tell me why your dad was.
You done fumbled it, boy.
Doesn't matter. All your friends are saying that your father was uncharacteristically disluted with you yesterday.
The detective may be lying to him about his friends saying his dad was mad at him yesterday, as that was not mentioned in any of the 3 interrogations. The detective likely wants Nick to believe that his friends turned on him, so that he will feel he has no choice but to admit
They always do this. They always do this for group interviews.
He wants to see the parents around me. But anyway,
what now?
Yes, when he dropped me off at Fingal's house, he went to the door and made sure the parents were around.
Okay. But everybody's saying that he was ticked off. What was he mad about?
He wasn't mad.
Is there a reason they would say that?
What?
Is there a reason that they would say something like that?
He's not.
Release my boy. He didn't do nothing wrong. His boy just like round 100 zombies just gunning down everyone.
He's never been nice though, I don't think.
That's not. They said it was uncharacteristic for him. That usually when he does see them, he's always pleasant. That's why this particular moment stood out to them.
Well, I mean, they didn't see him.
Free my boy. He didn't do nothing wrong.
So I'm not sure what they're basing their experience.
I'm just telling you what they're saying.
They didn't see him except for Ryan.
Okay. So you're saying he wasn't upset?
No. And even if he was, they wouldn't have seen him. No.
Okay.
It all would have come through me. What they. So.
All right.
But Nick, things aren't adding up here. I don't understand some things that happened here tonight. I think you had something to do with what happened tonight.
If he were innocent, you might expect him to immediately and strongly deny killing his family, but he's silent.
Kind of cringe, bro.
Racing, as he may have thought he got away with it since the detective was so personable, and the interview was very non-threatening in the beginning.
I think you killed.
It's his fault for killing his family and then not watching a single interrogation video on YouTube. That's his entire. This is on him, bro. This is on him.
Your family.
This is L.
And the thing is, the more you lie, the deeper it gets.
The implication is that if he were to come clean, he could receive lesser punishment, and that if he lies, his punishment will be worse. Nick has already waived his right to remain silent and hasn't since invoked that right.
There's got to be a reason why you did this.
Oh, he didn't waive his right. Okay, so he didn't waive it yet. Okay.
Say we need to know why.
He wouldn't know that. He's a kid though. He wouldn't know that.
A motive may help a grieving family receive closure. Proving a motive isn't actually legally required to prove murder. You just have to prove that the suspect killed a person and had the intent to kill that person. While it's true that judges can't use a criminal's honesty in determining an appropriate punishment, punishment for first-degree murder can only be so lenient. So the officer's statement isn't entirely accurate. Even then, it's actually not illegal for a police officer to lie about the effects of confessing, so long as the suspect has waived his rights.
Your family, we need to know what happened here. Look at this. There are happier times.
The other detective holds up what is assumed to be a family picture, likely trying to.
They always do this, yeah. You think the kids who ate a whole like fillet of fish burger from McDonald's and fries, and then takes his shoes off and puts his stinky feet up on the other officer's chair? You think he's gonna care anything about like any kind of remorse or emotion?
He broke into the house last night.
Thank you, O-Kid, for joining, and Luigi, bro.
You know where we found the keys for the gun locker?
Where?
You tell me. You know where they are.
We searched the house.
Yeah, you do. They're under your mattress. In your room.
The police may not even have this evidence at all. It's a common tactic for police officers to tell a suspect that they have some sort of smoking gun evidence, even when they don't, to get the suspect to believe that confessing is their only way out of this situation.
He's getting gaslighted. What a sussy Baker should
On
have
the right
called
side of the bed.
Nobody
You put them there.
Nobody broke into this house. You went into that house. You called and had your brother leave the door open.
The officers recall that Nick called Greg and had him leave the door open. Because the first officer allowed him to tell his own version of events earlier, he now has something to convince him that lying is of no use.
There's no other explanation.
Yes, you
did.
Yeah, it's
The
over.
more you
It's
lie,
over. It's actually over.
the deeper it's going to get for you.
Waiting 9 months
You're
just
15
to
years
name
old.
child Fingal.
No. The family name is Fingal. The kid isn't called Fingal. The family name is called Fingal. So if anything, the entire Fingal family tree should be burnt down.
You really do still have a life ahead of you. But the more you lie, the deeper it gets.
I like how this interrogator is saying you've got your whole life ahead of you. It's like, no. If you admit it, you got no life ahead of you, buddy.
I mean, do you want people to look at you as a cold-blooded killer? Or somebody that just made a mistake?
They always do this. Every interrogation, they always do this. They almost try to justify the murder by being like, it's a mistake, to get them to open up and like self-snitch. It's so weird.
The second officer utilizes a classic technique of the Reed method of interrogation, asking Nick if he is a cold-blooded killer. With this technique, an officer suggests 2 alternative reasons why the suspect committed the crime, with one of the responses being somewhat more socially acceptable. Even if he admits to the more socially acceptable option, he's
still admitting, yeah. He's still confessing, yeah.
Nobody else did.
Cops are fucking dirty, man. They are so dirty. Goddamn. But again, like I said earlier, I've been saying this whole stream, it's like a lesser evil against a greater evil, right? Also, is that guy's butt crack that high? Look at that. There's like a crease. Is his butt crack that high? What the fuck?
Tell me how the keys got under your mattress. Nobody broke into your house.
I want to consume your Fingal.
Thank you. Thank you, Kit, for joining as well.
Family.
The only gun missing is a 9mm. Why? Was it your father?
I didn't kill him.
You did. You killed your family.
Reading this chat is like
His
watching
denial.
escaped mental patients relate to a murderer, but it's all okay because it's all ironically.
I don't think it's ironic though, bro. I think that's I don't think they're being ironic here at all. That's the worst thing.
Those are in a soft whisper. For the first time, he looks like the child that he really is. Throughout the interrogation, Nick is presented as a young man with a level of maturity
Thank
that is
you,
way beyond his
Justin,
years.
for joining.
But here, he looks like a scared child.
Why did you call your father Adolf Hitler?
That's it. They don't want to know about the murder, bro. They don't want to know about the murder. It's like, why'd you call your dad Hitler? That's kind of cringe. Hitler killed people, bro. You shouldn't do that.
He's strict. I mean,
Why'd you call your dad Hitler?
Just a joke. My mom called him Hitler before.
How else could this?
Chat, there's a guy in Africa called Hitler. There's a guy in Africa called Hitler, and he won like a local election. You guys do know this, right? Hang on. I'm not capping. I'm not.
Your Fingal is mine.
Look at this. Look at this. Namibia. Man named after Adolf Hitler wins local election. His name is Unona Adolf Hitler. Why? Why would you do that?
It was. And saying no, it wasn't, isn't going to make it go away. Right now, you're a man. You've got to fess up to this.
I couldn't do it.
The feds are
You
here.
did do it.
Everyone put on your satire hats.
As we speak, we're developing more and more evidence that you did this. There's no other explanation for what. There's no other explanation for what we're finding, other than that you did it.
What evidence is it that I did it?
You'll see.
Oh my god, this guy's doing like Sixth Sense shit with him right now.
Yes, you did.
You lied to us. You lied to us about you contacting your brother. You lied to us about the keys.
I never lied about contacting my brother. I told you that.
Yep, this is it, boys.
He only told me after I pointed it out to
The
you
major
that you did
league fumbling is happening right now.
I didn't.
And the keys to the gun locker are in your bed, or under your
Killed
bed.
Hitler and you are making fun of him?
There's no other explanation. Nobody broke into this house. It was you. You left your friends. What happened?
You've got no friends.
Explain to us why this would have
There's
happened.
no reason for me to kill. I love them. They provide me with everything I want.
But they were strict.
The detectives mention a possible motive that Nick's parents were strict, which he brought up himself throughout the interrogation. The detective is using this information to see if he will downplay the issues.
I like this American cope here, right? It's like, my family was strict. They sent me to bed at 7 p.m. instead of 8. So I blew them all away with a 12-gauge shotgun with slug rounds.
He has with his father to avoid appearing like he has a motive. Nick is more mature for his age, so it's likely that being controlled by his parents was a significant source of stress for him. Plus, if he does have antisocial personality disorder, then there's even more reason for him to have an intense resentment towards his parents for being strict and controlling him. People with APD are extremely self-centered and self-serving. They typically like to manipulate and control other people. They certainly don't respond kindly to anyone who tries to control them. So much so that people with APD don't even respect people in authority positions, like police officers or judges. They see themselves as superior to everyone because of their grandiosity and inflated self-image.
So they were strict. That's not a reason to kill somebody.
We talk to people every day who love their wives, love their children, love their babies, love their friends, and they sit right where you're sitting. They love them too. But things happen. We're human beings. Things upset people. And this is one of the ways that they act out.
The second officer is once again attempting to use the Reed technique by saying, things happen, we're human beings. The officer is trying to empathize
Things happen,
maybe trying to normalize
sometimes you accidentally blow your whole family away with an M16.
People do the same thing.
Sometimes you pull out a hand grenade out of grandma's purse and blow everyone up.
Something that just, it happens.
Shit happens.
It happens that fast.
Help us explain it.
And somebody
help us be able to explain to the family what happened here.
Convince me you didn't do it.
But if I did it, why would I leave the key? You know, if I planned, you know, if I killed my family, why would I leave the keys underneath my mattress?
Because that's where you put them.
You never thought we'd
I have played Darkwood. I do want to video. I want to make a video on it at some point.
We're turning your house upside down. We're finding things, cell phones, all kinds of stuff.
Commit a little bit of tomfoolery with a 12-gauge shotgun.
It's not the end of the world, but if you're gonna sit here and lie, it's
Someone in chat said the kid is a Capricorn. What are the negatives of a Capricorn again?
It's gonna be problems. Listen, again, people sit in that chair every day.
Capricorn's been like, I'm a mass murderer.
Things that you're saying, and believe me, when they're done, they feel much better. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you like we are if we didn't think you did it. I know your friends didn't do it. I know nobody broke into that house last night.
I didn't need the back doors open.
Still, it's breaking in. Nobody did that. Your parents were supposed to come get you at 9 o'clock this morning. You don't bother going home to check on them all day. You knew you were supposed to go home and clean the house. Instead, you go to the mall.
You knew you didn't have to.
Not to what?
Go home.
I didn't want to go home. I wanted to go to the mall. I knew I had to clean the house. So I obviously didn't want to do that. So I brought it back, called them, left messages, and they couldn't be mad at me.
Why didn't you just walk in?
So I wanted to do the mall. I didn't want to clean the house.
Doesn't make sense.
Why not? What?
Because your parents are strict.
Right?
And you knew what you were supposed to do.
And my parents, but I still make mistakes. I mean,
that's not a mistake.
No, not the. I mean, they're strict, but they're not that. For example, so 3 weekends ago, the alcohol that I told you about, I wasn't grounded for that. Obviously, I wasn't. I was at a friend's house 2 weekends later. I mean, they can be strict, but they're not. You know.
And why did it happen? You did. And we know you did.
Oh.
You've been doing this a long time, pal.
What?
And the police are still at your house. Everything points to you.
They're just gonna keep lying to the guy.
Points to you.
Like, I didn't kill my parents. That's a weird thing.
Literally.
Put them there.
Listen,
if
somebody breaks into a house, okay, they're not going to go in the bedroom and throw keys under the mattress.
No, I'm not saying that. The pistol was out.
You put the keys there.
Where was the gun?
Where was the gun then?
It was.
Someone donated 500 ARS and it came up as $3. on OBS. What the fuck is ARS? What is ARS? It's an Argentinian peso. Right, yeah, Argentinian peso. It's like worth fuck all. Okay.
In the workshop.
The Argentinian. How is the currency that low? The Argentine peso. It's like 1 quid is 151 Argentinian pesos. Holy shit, your currency is down bad, my man. What the hell? Thank you for the money, though, man.
Where's the gun now?
Not from there. Where's the gun now? That's another issue. There's a gun out there. Someone else could get hurt by this gun, and it's gonna fall on you.
It's the fact as well that he gave 3 quid, but his donation got marked red. So he actually tricked the system into thinking that he gave over like $100 out of sympathy for being Argentinian.
There's gotta be a reason why you did this. There's no reason. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Also, is it just me? This kid sounds like Paul Dano in Prisoners. He sounds like Paul Dano in Prisoners. I'm not going to play all of it because I don't want to get into like copyright trouble. Hang on. Paul Dano did like a...
Sometimes we fly planes into buildings when we are upset. In all seriousness, I've loved your content since the fake voice era.
Thank you, man.
I can't wait to see where you go from here. # justice for Black Noir.
But listen to this kid. He sounds like Paul Dano. He's got like a sheepish voice. Hang on.
Look at that family. At one point, there was good times. They're still good. I love them.
They're dead.
He mentions a few times
Wait,
that he
I'll wait
loves
for him
his
to
family.
speak a bit more.
It's possible, if
Thank you,
Nick
bro,
does have
for joining.
antisocial personality disorder, that he made this decision based purely on his desire to satisfy his own immediate needs. Maybe he wanted freedom and wanted to be an independent adult so badly that he decided he would eliminate what was in his way. If Nick has antisocial personality disorder, then he would not react to this interference from his parents like a normal teen would. A typical teen would argue, rebel, sneak out, maybe defy their parents, but eventually they would succumb to their parents' demands. However, if he has APD, this means he's impulsive and vindictive. Rather than arguing, rebelling, or defying his parents,
he kills them.
He would find a way to retaliate.
He kills them.
Your brothers didn't do it. A burglar didn't do it.
Okay, anyway, listen to his voice, the kid's voice. Listen how soft-spoken he is.
How can you say that?
I can't buddy.
Being a quirky Capricorn.
A burglar didn't do it.
How can you say that?
I can tell, buddy. This is what I do for a living. I've been doing it for 22 years. You know how many burglaries I've been to? You know how many homicides I've been to? I sit here every day, talking to people just like you. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Oh my God, stop
and this just
talking.
goes
Let the
on
kid
and on and on.
talk.
And you did do it. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't be sitting here. I'm telling you right now. Nobody broke into that house.
How can you be so sure?
I'm positive. I'm 100%
He sounds like Paul Dano. Listen.
positive that nobody broke into that house. I've been to plenty of burglaries. I know what a burglar looks like. When you walk into a home and the house has been
He
burglarized.
sounds the same.
Your house wasn't burglarized.
So there's no burglary?
Nobody broke in. Nobody went in there and killed your family. You did it. You had a reason to do it. Yeah, you did.
What would my reason be?
Your father was pissed at you last night,
He
man.
sounds the same.
Did you ask him to come inside? No. You asked him to come inside the RV and then you take him away?
No.
Did you put those girls somewhere? Yes. Come on. Did you put those girls somewhere? Don't touch me. I know you put those girls somewhere.
That was like Paul Dano is literally me in any social situation, man.
You didn't like your lifestyle. I don't know.
How could I not like my lifestyle? I go to my summer house every 2 weekends. I get whatever I want. I get it. I mean,
People do it every day. Why do people walk into schools and shoot all their friends?
Why do people... Just compares it to a school shooting.
They don't enjoy it. I enjoy my life a lot.
Okay. Again, I know people that love their children. They kill their children. People love their babies, but they kill their babies. People kill other human beings. This isn't an armed robbery. This wasn't a burglary.
By your whole family being dead, you make out the most. I'm sure your father was well insured. Your mom was well insured. Now everything's yours. So you coldly killed your parents?
then there's got to be another reason why you
Someone's
did this. other
spamming
than
in
insurance
chat.
money.
Why are you not saving VODs? Yeah, you just got banned. Good. I am saving VODs. I'm literally putting a VOD out after the stream goes up. I'm putting VODs out now.
That's the way you're gonna be looked at. The 7 to 15-year-old killed.
Oh wait, hang on. The guy that grew up with this kid, Nick, actually, he's donated again. Hang on, it should come through in a second.
Killed his family for money.
I didn't kill my family.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not trolling. I grew up with this kid in Baltimore. The family lived in a nice area, and he seemed like an average prep bro. Waited forever for them to release this interrogation vid. Love you, Pyro.
Thank you, man. That's insane. So he seemed normal, just like a prep. Oh, like a preppy, right? Like kind of up his own ass a little bit. I mean, preppies are just like stuck up a little bit, right? Is that the whole culture around them? They're not nerds, but they're not jocks, right? I forget. I don't really get like American culture. You got like those funny little Sigma houses and stuff as well, like Sigma, Delta, Omega, Gamma. The fraternity houses. That's right. I never got that shit, man.
Yeah, you did. I'm telling you, you did.
Everything about it, the way you act, you're acting as if you're a guilty man. We've interviewed hundreds.
Chat spamming cap. Nah, it seems legit. It seems legit. I don't know why I'd lie about that.
Hundreds of people in these rooms. Hundreds of people. And they all figure
Nah, it seems legit, chat. Come on.
What is that mold?
The more you lie, deeper it gets.
Kid named Cap.
The fact about the keys.
I mean, do you really want me to believe that someone broke into your house, found the keys to the gun locker, which you said you didn't know where they were, opened the gun locker?
They didn't. I know they didn't.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
Let me finish.
Nick carefully tries to refute the
Let me
detective's claim
finish.
that he had the keys
Let me
to the
finish,
gun
you little
safe
murderer.
under his
Let me
mattress.
finish.
He's not challenging the detectives in any way, and he even says I'm sorry when he barely interrupted one of the detectives. Again, his mature demeanor is gone.
His putting his dirty socks on the chair
And methodically went
is
through
gone.
the house and killed
It's
everybody
gone.
in the house. Then walked into your bedroom and stuck the keys under your mattress.
There's multiple sets of keys.
What are they doing under your mattress? Do you want me to believe that somebody did that?
No,
Do you believe
I
that?
didn't put them under a mattress. That makes no sense.
They're there.
There's multiple sets of keys.
Thank you, Charlie, for
The
joining.
keys are under your mattress.
There's one set of keys.
The keys are under your mattress. Do you want me to believe
There's one
that
set of
someone walked
keys.
into that house, kills your entire family, and then just happens to put the keys under your
The gun
mattress?
was out. I didn't need the keys.
Okay, I'm telling you. Do you want me to believe that?
But it wouldn't make any sense for me to even touch the keys.
Do you want me to believe that?
But that's not even. The keys aren't. For this to happen or whatever, it wasn't even necessary.
Okay, but the keys are under your mattress. If your parents didn't want you to have the keys, would they hide them under your mattress? I don't think so. Do you want me to believe that someone broke in, kills your entire family, shoots 2 small children, and then decides they're going to put the keys under your mattress? Doesn't make sense, does it?
I do want to say for this murder investigation, this CCTV camera capturing the whole room, they could not be doing my man here more dirty. They are trying to film some kind of bold spot that he doesn't even have right now. This is the most dirty CCTV camera I've seen in my life.
Do you want me to believe that someone would break into a house and not...
Okay, the subtitles here are the subtitles here are actually trying to protect his hairline right now. So shout out to the subtitles.
take anything? Doesn't make sense, does it? There's a reason that you break into a house. And that's to take valuables. And it's fairly obvious from where your father's found, your mother, and your 2 brothers. Nobody confronted the burglar.
There's this
and
extremely
said, "Get out of my
obscure web series that I think you'd like called Liminary. It's quite short, but worth the watch in my opinion.
Liminary, okay.
house," and they got shot for that reason. Your family members were executed. And you did it. Yes, you did.
Thank you,
did it.
Henry, for the 6. Appreciate the message, man.
There won't be a doubt in the jury's mind either. The only question is why.
Why'd you do it,
That's the only
Nick?
question
Why'd
we
you
have.
kill? Why'd you no-scope your family, Nick?
It's up to you to explain.
There's a reason for everything.
I wonder
And
if he'll
something true.
actually explode and
We've
just
heard a lot of
give a
stuff,
whole reason,
And that's
right?
understandable. And
Like, you know,
people
Anakin
understand that when you make
Skywalker,
an
I hate
explanation.
them type speech.
And as I told you earlier, people do this every day. Again, they love their babies,
I reckon this
they love
kid
their
is going to
children,
say nothing.
They love their wives, husbands. Sometimes people snap.
Just as a sad cough. It's like, I don't care.
Something happened.
He's a Kufa.
It wasn't the burglar.
Serial Kufa.
Nick
Help us
ended
understand.
his family. Thus was a national tragedy, Pyro.
Yep. He did do a bit of game ending. Thank you, Ethel, for joining.
The detectives return about 10 minutes later.
Yep. They ate a donut and then they came back.
Why are you telling us this big story about going to the keys when the keys are in the pocket of your jacket? The car keys.
Yes.
You had them the whole time?
Mm-hmm. I don't realize that no more. As my friends didn't tell you that.
Again, an untruth. Why did you do this?
An untruth. That's
You
like
keep
the
saying
that's
that.
the nicest way to say lie I think I've heard in my life.
Who would do it? What kind of person would do this?
An untruth. An untruth, Nick. An
What part of what we're
untruth.
saying don't you understand? Is there
I
anything?
don't see how one set of keys to.
Why are they under your bed?
My parents, if they want me to, to get, if this is a burglar, to get
Come
the
on.
keys.
That's
Come on. You're gonna have to do better.
Oh,
than that.
I'm really happy actually that the YouTube channel Explore With Us censored out the word crap. I was really worried that my Christian audience would have to hear a swear word right there.
So what's the threat here? If you take this to trial, I'm going to go to jail based on a set of keys.
It's interesting that he says, so I'm going to go to jail based on a set of keys. This is a smart statement given that Nick is only 15. It seems that he knows that the detectives need to have more evidence than just the set of keys in order to convict him.
No, that's not just a set of keys. There's a lot more than that.
What?
I'm not gonna sit here and tell
We
you
don't. We don't
everything.
do that. I think I didn't do it. There's gonna be other evidence.
You did do it.
I didn't do it.
Nobody else did this.
How can you be so certain?
Because I've been a cop for 22 years and my intuition's pretty good. I've been to plenty of homicide scenes. I've been to plenty of burglaries.
So sad for him.
This wasn't a burglary. You're being given a chance to explain things. It happened for a reason.
There's no reason.
You just did it? Yeah, you did. You did. No doubt in my mind. You did this. Who else would do it?
Where are they going to go from here? Because all they have is the key alibi that's been proven false. And there's still 40 more minutes of this video. And he just keeps denying it. Like, what else can they... They're just repeating the same stuff here.
Drug murderers don't shoot children. They'll break into a house, shoot another drug dealer, but they won't shoot the kids.
They're at like a real impasse here. Like, I don't understand. I assume they're just... They're probably just trying to break him down slowly. That's what I'm assuming.
There would be nothing standing in his way, and he could do whatever he wanted. He may have chosen to kill his brother so he wouldn't have to share any money belonging to their parents. Another possible motivation for killing his brothers may have been to eliminate any potential witnesses to the murders of their parents.
That's
Nick
madness.
likely believed his plan was very well thought out and smart. He appears to believe that he could fool the police into believing that a stranger broke into the home, killed everyone, but took nothing of value. He displays several narcissistic tendencies, seeming to believe he's very smart and superior.
That actually reminds me. Do you know that's... I don't know if you guys remember... Thank you, Bunny Man, for joining. In Utopia, that UK TV series I covered a little bit ago, whenever they'd break into someone's house, they'd purposely trash it to make it look like a robbery. Okay, now this kid is a murderer, and he's a piece of shit. But if he wanted to make himself look less suspicious, after he killed his family... He should have trashed his home to make it look like it was a break-in. It was a break and enter gone bad, right? If he trashed his room, pulled out all the drawers, obviously not with his actual hands because there's DNA everywhere, like gloves or something. And if he made the entire house look like a wreck, then it would have looked like a burglary gone bad.
Even questioning how the police could be so sure it was him.
Yes, it's a Utopia reference. Yes, but it makes sense here. It contextually makes sense.
Only family will do that. Only another person in family would do that. We know that from experience.
What reason would I have to kill my brothers?
That's what we're trying to find out.
If I had some beef with my father, why?
Why do the rest of the family?
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
There's no reason to.
Then why did you do it? Explain it to us.
The detective grows more confrontational and raises his voice when challenging Nick.
People are going to be searching for a reason why this happened. Look at your family.
Yes, I love them.
I don't understand why the cop would be trying to use, you know, remorse against this kid. Because it's like, you know, look at this family. Look, you've killed them. You've killed them. And it's like, he's killed his fucking kid brothers, right? It's like, he's not going to have any remorse about this. Why are you now trying to guilt trip him? Like, if during this interview he cracks and he goes, oh my God, I can't believe I killed them, Marianne, I'll be amazed. I genuinely think, and I know I've been saying this the whole video, he's not going to crack and then they'll just prove it through DNA. That's what I think.
Gun to their head and you killed them.
I just can't see how there's such an impasse right now.
There's no other explanation. Nobody broke into that house.
How do you know?
Nobody broke into that house.
How can you be certain?
We're 100% certain that nobody broke into that house.
Because we know. But we're sitting here. You're not God. You don't have cameras in my house.
I know that nobody broke into that house last night. Nobody.
There's an explanation to what happened. There's got to be. Other than this, you were a stone cold killer that killed his family.
It's also noteworthy to mention here that people
Pyro,
with
when are you
antisocial
going to be
personality
uploading some of
disorder
these to
and
the
other
VOD channel?
personality
I need
disorders
something
often
long to have in the
dissociate,
background
meaning
while I
that
pick
they
gaming.
disconnect from thoughts, memories, and feelings.
Probably.
This is often how these individuals are able to carry out
tomorrow.
horrific acts of violence. They have a way of emotionally detaching when committing the act, as well as after.
Oh, you're making a sandwich? You're going to put... Okay, yeah, no, I'll pause for you, bro. That's fine, no worries. It's so weird, though, with these interrogations, right? Because it's almost like when they go out of the room to reconcile and like think of what to interrogate with next and what points to bring up, it's like they consult a booklet because they all say the same stuff. It's like this stone cold killer buzzword they cling to for dear life, man.
Afterwards, I get a sense that in the beginning of the interrogation, Nick is almost trying to convince himself that he didn't do it, or he would like to believe he didn't. There's something about the way he denies that seems like he just wants to make it all go away.
Yeah, he could be in denial himself, actually. That's a fair point.
You're digging yourself deeper into a hole. You're 15 years old. You will spend the rest of your life in jail.
Yeah, you did.
Bababooey.
And if I tell you a reason that'll somehow change my jail.
It's so genius, though, right? How it's like they act like they want to help the kid. But it literally is like, if he admits it, he's fucked. Like, he's going to jail for the rest of his life because he'll probably be tried as an adult.
No, it gives us something to tell your neighbors, your family.
But I didn't do it.
Because everybody's looking for a reason.
Do it,
Well, the burglar didn't do it.
He's actually, you know what? For a complete scumbag murderer, he's committing to the Paul Dano bit really well right now. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
You've done nothing but lie to your friends. I couldn't find the car keys. I couldn't get in the house. All the lights were on. You got the car keys in your jacket. You have no idea where the keys to the gun locker are, yet they're found under your mattress. You leave your friend's house. I'm gonna go get the car. You don't come back until 6 o'clock in the morning. It was 30 degrees outside last night. You didn't sleep in your car.
They're doing a guilt trip to show that he is emotionally
You
there.
didn't know what to do.
To show he's emotionally there, but not
That's why
evidently.
we're gone for so long.
You spent those hours
I mean,
concocting some
it's
sort-
already been proven, though, how apathetic he is. That's been proven. He was talking about, his family being murdered, and he was obsessing more about, like, the type of guns they had. Like, he's got, like, a dark optic camo on his M1911. It doesn't make any sense.
The story. The jury's gonna see right through.
Not a story.
Oh, maybe you didn't do that, but you didn't know what to do.
Like, it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do now is just wear him down. I can't see what else they're trying to do apart from just, like, grind him down so much that he out of, like, complete exhaustion. Because they did that with that guy There was a guy in JCS that did a video on this, and he murdered his wife and his 2 daughters. And through constant repetitive interrogation, they wore him down to the point where he just admitted it.
I mean, you're claiming that you wake up and all the lights are on. But you know that something's wrong.
Why didn't you go in? You knew the back door was
But again, it's like that video I talked about earlier, right? How you lose in the interrogation room. Actually, chat, let's... I talked about this video. Hang on. This is a really good video. Hang on.
That's way too bright.
Yeah. This is a really good video. Hang on. Yeah, it's this. So this is why cops always beat you in an interrogation room. This is a really good video.
Okay, Maggie, look. Let me break it down to you how it's gonna happen. They're gonna come through their door.
Isn't
good cop, bad cop.
Is this the guy who
Pyro,
does?
what was your favorite time of YouTube? Also, will you make more best game you've ever played ideas?
Definitely. Is this the guy who does crypto shit now? He hasn't uploaded in 2 years. Oh yeah, no, he does the. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, he did a really good video on this.
Don't fall for that, all right?
She did it! She did it! She's the one you want! In Hollywood, everything important in an interrogation is seen or heard. The cop's grimace, the loud yelling, treating a suspect hostile, the light that's way too bright. But in a real interrogation, it's flipped around. Everything important is unseen, unheard. On the surface, real interrogations look boring. The cop is nice to you, they give you a drink, they dress in plain clothes. It's almost disarming.
You can see how small that room is though as well there. It's the same in all interrogation rooms.
The names, now! But that's the point. Under the boring, disarming surface of an interrogation, you find a whole host of psychological traps and mental tricks that are designed to make you confess. It starts from the moment you walk in. Every inch of an interrogation room has been designed to make you feel isolated and powerless. The room is small, cramped. The walls
There's
are
no
blank,
windows
and there
either.
are no windows.
Yep.
You'll be placed in an uncomfortable, straight back, often metal chair, while the cop's chair will be able to roll. This becomes important later on. The next move is a hurdle that cops have to get over. When you go to jail, a cop is legally required to tell you you have the right to shut up.
Yeah, this is it. Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can will say used against you. You have the right to talk to a lawyer. You cannot afford a lawyer. The state will give you one. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions.
This actually turns out...
That's insane how they can, like, sign that away, though, right? That's always the first thing they want you to do, though, is to sign those rights away so they can just, like, grill you.
It'll be the only great advice you're going to get. Talking to cops is always a bad move. And for the cop, what this means is that their first priority is making you ignore this advice and go against everything you've ever heard. They have to convince you to play the game with them. The first questions are deliberately not about the investigation. They want to appear trustworthy so that you'll talk to them about the case.
Where do you work at?
Mama's Cafe, downtown.
I don't think I've tried that one yet. It's good food.
Yeah, I don't think we need to watch all this. But basically, the main gist is they try to be your friend, but it's that Miranda right. They want you to wave that away. But yeah, obviously the room's really small. They're always really aggressive with you. But yeah, that is a good video.
Open. I never saw the lights were on. The lights in my parents' bedroom.
You said earlier that all of the lights were on. You fell asleep, you woke up, all of the lights were still on.
I said my parents' bedroom was lights were on.
You said all the lights. You did.
The keys were, or my parents were, the lights were on in the house. The lights were on in the house.
Right, yeah, so he has tried to make
This
it.
is the problem.
He has tried to make it seem like a break and enter.
You can't keep track of what you're saying.
The thing is as well, it's like, if he didn't do it, surely he'd break down right now and it's like, oh my god, my whole family is fucking dead. And now you think that I did it. Like, I would be bawling my eyes out crying. Just thinking my entire life is ending. And even if I'm found innocent, my life's over anyway because my family's dead. Right?
I can't keep track of it.
But he just seems to be in this mode of self-preservation at the minute.
You asked me where my...
JCS was better at skipping through the repetitive dialogue. Yeah, no, I agree. This is definitely very bloated. I think they're doing this because the main audience are people that just have this on the background when they do something. But that's like half the people watching this stream anyway. But I definitely agree that this is overly bloated. It didn't need to be 2 hours. It could have been 40 minutes.
My parents' bedroom was...
Thank you, NetPixel, for joining.
Family.
You were totally unemotional about this. You walk into a house, your whole family's murdered, and you're just, I didn't do it. Why would I do it? I was at my friend's house.
So crying would make you believe that?
I think you're trying to convince yourself. You're doing a terrible job of convincing me.
I have to convince
Yeah, you do. Believe it or not, you do.
you. You've already made your mind. I couldn't.
You did this. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Afraid it is. Look, you know what? You're under arrest.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Four counts of first degree murder.
Sit down. Sit down. Okay.
Damn.
Pyro, I would seriously love for you to make a video on Evangelion. I will gladly wait 5 years for the video and spend the next week watching it,
The
please and
detectives have
thank
tried
you.
several different tactics to get Nick.
Yeah, they just can't get a confession out of him, so they're just arresting him.
Thanks for streaming on YouTube. Twitch is for whiteboard watchers and nonces. Been watching since the mob vids, always enjoyed the content. Keep it up, Henry.
I genuinely think that the only reason that they're arresting him is because that means that they get to keep him being held in a cell longer, right? They can legally hold him longer. That's what I think. Hang on, I'm just looking at my badge and emoji. Yeah, but I think that's the only reason they're arresting him, because they would have to probably like let him go in a couple hours legally. So, yeah. Oh, nice chat. Chat, I got some good news. Hang on a minute. We just unlocked another emoji that we can use in the chat. Hang on a minute. Yeah, we've just unlocked another chat, an emoji we can use here. Hang on. Where is it? Yeah. So we can add another emoji now. We need 94 for the next one. But I'm gonna add that in after stream. So yeah, base. Nice one, guys. All right, anyways.
To confess. First, they suggested that his friends had turned on him and told police his dad had been mad at him. Then they appealed to his emotions by showing him a family photo repeatedly. They pointed out all the lies he's already told. They also tried to see if he cared about his image, prompting him to give a reason for the killing so he wouldn't be labeled as a cold-hearted killer. However, none of this worked. Being arrested and handcuffed will likely scare Nick and make him realize the seriousness of his situation. Leaving him alone right after is strategic, as isolation may increase his stress and put the pressure on him to finally confess.
Yeah.
While left alone handcuffed to the wall and table, Nick once again falls asleep.
Jesus.
He's alone for around 40 minutes. The sound of the door wakes him up from sleeping. His ability to sleep in this situation.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't sleep. Like, surely the pure adrenaline. And also, like, I find it a bit weird how the cops handcuffed him to the radiator and they didn't just handcuff his hands, right? That was definitely strategic. That's to make him feel like, because even if they handcuffed his wrists together, he still wouldn't be able to leave the room because it's locked, right? So they definitely did that as a way to kind of fuck with him a little bit more. I think at the minute they've just said to each other, we can't get a confession out of him. Like, we've got no more evidence. He slipped up once, but it's not enough. We just need to grind him down until he confesses himself.
Disturbing.
Because obviously, like, what innocent person is going to confess to a crime to get out of it? Unless they're literally, you know, forced to... I mean, actually, no. Actually, that's a lie. There have been cases where people have been forced by, like, corrupt police to admit that they've done a crime that they didn't even do.
The first detective returns to the room alone, likely posing as the good cop as he removes the handcuffs. Nick may be more likely to be honest with him because he may feel that he's on his side.
Nick, I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to figure out what happened here. I mean, this is a horrible tragedy. You know that.
This whole tragedy. You were literally saying to him, like, 30 minutes ago, you did it. You killed all of them. Why'd you do it? Why'd you kill all of them? Oh, this is such a tragedy. I can't believe they all got spawn killed. Like, obviously, okay, so this kid's had like an hour on his own. He wouldn't have the intuition we do because we're seeing this in a YouTube video, right? And how, like, instantly he goes from a complete bastard to just like a good cop. This kid doesn't see that because he's been left alone for like an hour to sleep and like refresh his brain. But to us watching now, it's just, there's something so comedic about it, man, I swear. Just like how he goes from like a complete asshole to like, oh, your family fell off.
We know that all the lights off were in the house. All the lights were off. There are no lights on in the house when you went there.
The detective immediately confronts him with his lie about the lights being on in the house. He sits very close to him, invading his personal space to make him uncomfortable, and his tone is now a lot more aggressive than before. This is an interrogation technique from the Reed method, which is called positive confrontation. The detective confronts the suspect with evidence or contradictions from what they said earlier with a definitive tone, and aggressively explaining that they know based on evidence that the suspect lied.
He lied on the internet.
See, all these little lies, all these untruths. All right. Maybe I talked wrong, but I mean, I know that light was on. Forget what I said, Okay.
I feel this is like Tommy in it in an interrogation room defending Dream's cheating.
I know that was on. What do you want me to say? I want to know why. I want to know why. If there's a reason, I still go to jail.
Nick's response that even if there's a reason I still go to jail is very revealing, as an innocent person would not make such a statement.
Oh my God, we're nearly at
If there was any
10K
doubt in
viewers
him
on this
being
stream.
guilty,
Jesus Christ.
This statement certainly confirms
Where
that
are you
he
people
did
coming
it.
from?
I mean, but you understand there are mitigating factors in the world. There's a cold-blooded killer, and there's a reason why people do things. And there are differences. There's differences in the way things are perceived, the way people hear things. Yeah, inevitably, it could determine the way you live out your life. Yeah. You can live it out as a cold-blooded killer who just killed 4 members of family, first-degree murder, or maybe there was a reason. However, whatever it might be, there may be a reason.
Like, what? Okay. The cop's coping right now. It's like, okay, so you killed them, you're a cold-blooded killer, or you killed them and you had a reason to. That's still first degree, you fucking idiot. What? This is terrible.
He's still going to jail.
You can tell by the long pauses, he has to think of the next cope to, like, spew out of his mouth.
I don't think
well.
he actually waives his rights. It's more of an admission that he understands his rights. Otherwise, anything he says before that point is inadmissible in court, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it might
Thank you, GLaDOS, the lawyer.
be, there may be a reason. He's still going to jail.
Here, the detective uses the Reed technique of mitigating circumstances or alternatives.
That was terrible, though.
He
That was
begins
a
explaining that
terrible
people
example.
do things for reasons,
That was
and
a
sometimes
terrible
those reasons
example of
impact
that,
the
though, man.
outcome for the suspect. This is said to try to make it easier for the suspect to confess and feel less judged.
But you did it because you're a murderer, or you did it because you had a reason. You still did it. It's still first-degree murder. It's still it's premeditated murder.
They'll make the suspect believe that maybe what they did is justified, or at least somewhat understandable.
But
even if the suspects lie about why they did what they did, the police still have a confession to the crime on record.
That's madness.
But why? If there's an explanation, people want to hear this. People don't want to shut off a 15-year-old kid. They want to know why.
Nah.
Father was beating him or abusing, maybe not physically abusing him, degrading him. We know he was
Mr. Hitler.
overly
My dad
hard
was
on you.
Mr.
We already
Hitler.
know that.
The detective now uses the alternative step of the Reed technique more in depth. He's presenting 2 possibilities, one being that he's a cold-blooded killer, and the other that there is a reason he did it.
I don't think he's going to break
latch
through.
onto the less morally reprehensible alternative, as it's less threatening for him to confess to. The detective will build up the contrast of the two until he agrees to the less evil alternative, which is an admission of guilt either way.
That's the thing with cops as well in interrogation rooms. They don't care about your safety and well-being. They just want a confession. Because that's like a promotion for them, and they get to shut the book on the case.
But you did it. And that's just it. The jury's just going to hear, I didn't do it.
They are not your friend. They are not your friend, as much as they try to portray it.
I'm not...
But again, that being said, this is a literal murderer, so...
I'm just trying to find out what happened here.
If so, do you plan on making a documentary on it? I think it would be interesting to hear your input on it.
I do need to talk about Amori. I've had so many people ask me that, bro.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, where we look at a dude taking the biggest L of his life.
I mean, he took the biggest L after gunning down his whole family, I think, not in the interrogation room.
And you give me the option of, oh, well, you know, you can feel better about yourself and still go to jail. Or, I didn't do it. So far as what you told me, I really honestly think you have the key. The key means nothing. Oh, it means a lot.
To answer you questions, my mom's house to make a splendid beef Wellington Gordon Ramsay style. Tell her I said she's a lovely woman and thanks for spawning you in this world.
So you're playing out your mind right now. How am I going to beat this jury? I've got the jury beat. Not in Baltimore County, you don't. You've given me the option of going to jail, feeling good to myself.
Not the Baltimore County jury. I watched The Wire.
100%. Or, how long are you going to go to jail for? What?
7 minutes.
Nick questions why an explanation would make a difference in jail time. It's unlikely that a truly innocent person would ask this. He's likely trying to feel out if whether it'd be better for him to continue to deny or whether to confess, but to try and give a convincing reason for why he did it.
Yeah.
The rest of your life? Or is there a mitigating factor of what happened here? There's not. Then why did you do it? I didn't do it. But regardless, there's no mitigating factor.
It's clear that Nick is only concerned about himself and feels no moral responsibility in admitting what he did. The detective will need to play into that and make him see a benefit for himself in confessing. This self-serving mentality is very common among criminals.
I mean, it's not.
See,
it's self-preservation.
That's the horrible thing about this, then.
It's self-preservation.
All they're left with is you shooting 4 people. I can't go over it. I can't go over a piece of evidence. You'll see that in discovery months, maybe a year down the line, after you've been sitting in BCDC for that whole time, the detention center. And if I gave a reason, I'd still be sitting in that same detention center. I don't know. Is there a mental issue? Is there something going on here? So then I commit myself to a mental hospital for the rest of my life. Right? I don't know. That's just it. I don't know. I don't know the reason. I can't guess. I can't fathom why this happened. But I'm sure there's a reason. Because I can't imagine in my world that someone would kill their mother, father, and their 2 little brothers. But maybe there is a reason.
Scratching his wrist. He's
It's not up to me
convinced.
to tell the jury the reason. I present the evidence as I have it. And it's in the jury's hands.
Thank you, Nito, for joining.
And you're playing that, and I can see it in your head. You're trying to play it out in the jury. I can get this by him, I can get this by him. I don't know. I wish you could help me. I wish you could. Saying that I didn't do it. It's saying...
To be fair, the cop is really trying to psyop him right now. The way he's speaking about the jury, this might actually get him to self-snitch. Maybe.
Yes, there was one set of keys underneath the bed that I didn't even need the keys to. See, you're harping on one thing. That's just one thing that we're telling you.
Nick is arguing with the detective while still being careful and respectful. He's speaking hypothetically here because he's still sticking to his story that he didn't do it. His more mature demeanor has come back now. He's talking more. His tone of voice is a bit louder, maybe because he feels more comfortable with this detective than the other one. It's interesting how Nick has maintained his composure all along. He's not emotional or angry, but simply trying to present arguments.
Nick is being interrogated by Paul Blart.
Find that the keys being under his mattress is not an indication that he killed his family. Given that he's only 15 years old, this type of thinking shows his intelligence and maturity.
Try to convince me then. Try to convince me you didn't do it then. What? Like you said, there's no reason. I don't understand. There's every reason to try to convince me. No, I'm sorry, not too much. There's no reason for me to kill my family. They don't. Yes, they're strict on me. So what? They don't ground me when they find me with alcohol. Taking up to a trip. 2 weekends later, last weekend I took my friend up to Deep Creek and we skied the entire weekend. This weekend I was at a friend's house. Yes, they're harsh, but they're not that harsh really. I mean, they let me do what I want. There's no reason.
Thank you,
This
Senshi, for
wasn't a
joining.
burglary. This wasn't someone breaking in the house. How do you know? I know. We know these things. I've been in this job for 19 years. Over 19 years now. There's no reason for it. Why would I jeopardize? You know, you put money into it. I have a very large, or had to have whatever, inheritance coming to me, regardless if there's insurance money involved or not. I don't know how much insurance money I have.
Vods,
You know,
this
that is coming to me.
lot like Bobby
He
McCarthy
has real estate on the side.
He clearly
I
doesn't need a
am
reason
set,
considering
pretty, you know, I can
Quasimodo
build up my
predicted
life without
this
that.
already.
There's no money reason. They're great to me. I love my family. We do, you know.
He doesn't sound convincing at all when he states he loved his family.
Yeah.
It appears the father could have been the motivating factor for the killing, and the other 3 family members may have just been killed because they were home. And potential
He's
witness.
talking about it so analytically as well. There's no emotion there. He doesn't sound invested at all. It's like he's talking about a business relationship being dissolved or something. Oh, wait, one sec. I'm back.
Witnesses to the crime.
My vacation's planned. I love it.
Thank you,
Thank you, in the
Caffeine, for
world
joining, and Thanos Panda.
But nobody broke into the house. Nobody came in. They did. Someone did, obviously. Why do you think that? They're dead.
His response is very telling. His entire family was killed, yet he's trying to convince the detective that it was a burglary. A true victim would simply try to assist and be cooperative to help find the killer.
Yeah.
Why else do you think that?
It wouldn't be evasive at all.
I came into the house. I saw my mom. Her jewelry, whatever thing was tampered with.
This guy's a lot of red flags. He's wearing a red shirt. That's probably the biggest red flag.
I mean, I've been in the house for all 10 minutes. I couldn't tell you what was missing, what was still there. My Xbox and my Wii were moved around. I mean, I just don't even know. Then why didn't the people take that? The person that broke in the house, killed your family, why didn't they take anything? Like, they killed them and they freaked out. I mean, they were dead. Why wouldn't you take all that stuff? Apparently they had time to set it all up. Well, I'm not that. This is where we're getting at. That's not a burglar. That's a staged event. We all knew that. It's all staged. To make it look that way.
When the detective reveals he knows the house was staged as if a burglary occurred,
Oh,
Nick
he
is
did
silent
do.
and appears stunned.
He did do the
He
burglary
looks
strap.
unsure of what to say next.
Shit. Okay, well, my lawyer advice has gone out the window. Okay, so he did do the burglary, and they saw through it. Shit. All right, this guy's done. Abandon ship, boys. Abandon ship.
It was all staged. That's all we know. Every one of us has seen a real burglary. How do you know something was staged? How do you even know stuff was missing or not? I don't even know if stuff was missing or not. You said that the Wii and the Xbox were on the table. Mm-hmm. Why weren't they removed? They're big. They're not easy to carry. Okay. How about the jewelry? There's tons of jewelry in your mom's thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know what she has personally. But, you know, she has definitely valuable stuff. I don't know if that's missing. How about the cash on your mom's dresser? So the envelope full of cash. Obvious.
So he staged a burglary, but he didn't even remove any of the possessions. Bit of a fucking idiot. Just a little bit of a fucking idiot.
I think you probably get pretty freaked out once you've killed somebody. It's not how it works. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Burglars don't kill their victims.
That ain't it.
I have a feeling that the gun, the 9mm, could be the one that's missing from the house. The only gun missing from the house is going to be that gun. Was it on the workshop bench? There's no gun on the workshop bench. I'm telling you, there's no. That is missing.
Thank you, 2K. For
Why
joining.
would your dad leave a gun on the workshop bench? Because he was cleaning. He's not going to leave a gun on the workshop bench, is he? Do you know my father? I think I know him probably better than you do. How can you say how? You don't know him. He would leave a gun out with the kids in the house. Kids that know that we use guns.
Leaving a gun out with the kids around. I mean, that's just America, right? So I'm hands are up here. Hands up here. I'm not commenting on this.
You're not gonna touch
I'm not
them.
commenting on this.
Where's
But
this
that,
gun
but that
gonna
sounds
be
like a
found?
very American thing to do.
It's for you guys to find. I like that. What? That is. I don't believe you. I'm looking in the eyes of Stone Cold Killer. There's no remorse.
The detective now confronts him with his lack of remorse and his behavior, which shows his guilt. The detective is trying to keep Nick's confidence low and to add more evidence to show him that they know he's guilty.
Yeah.
Only people that can lay here and sleep are the guilty. You haven't shed a tear.
Like, instead of crying and putting his, instead of crying and saying my family are dead, I've lost everyone in my life, he literally put a Minecraft bed down and slept.
That's why I think there may not have been a reason.
It
Maybe
doesn't
you are
make
just
any
a Stone Cold
sense.
Killer.
I didn't cry.
That you show no emotion.
I don't show emotion. That condemns me.
Song goes a long way.
Emotions, people play up their emotions, they play them down. It's...
This kid is so
Some things are
fucking
uncontrollable.
slippery, man. God damn.
It's inconceivable that anyone would be able to hold back emotions or
It's like,
act on this
he's saying that, just because I didn't cry, that means I'm guilty. Like, no, bro, because you show no emotion whatsoever.
Situation, unless they were a psychopath and unable to feel normal human emotions.
The people who have set stories in their head act like this. People that have maybe almost convinced themselves they didn't do this.
The detective comes across as extremely confident when he says that guilty people act exactly like Nick is acting. He's trying to make him doubt himself so that he will give in and confess.
I know you don't believe it, but we see this every single day. I know the guilty by the way they act.
So you just going to
No,
do
I ain't talking about the
interrogation
evidence. I'm just
knowing that
looking at
while
the way you're
creepers
acting tonight.
gone and
Jury won't. The jury will. The jury will see this.
You don't...
You're gonna do the interrogation at the night during the creepers.
There's no...
No, you can see, bro. It's over light source 8 here. They got a couple Minecraft torches. It's all good.
There's no lesser punishment you're offering. You're saying, come up with a reason, and maybe you're insane and you get to go to a mental hospital the rest of your life.
I'm saying that there are explanations out there that can mitigate your life. What's going to happen to you? I don't know what your explanation.
It's like he had to stop himself from laughing there. Because it's like, this kid is just so fucked. It's like, there's no way anything he says is going to get him out of this now.
Is. There are reasons why people do things. There are heat of the moment. There are passion.
And so what if it was passion? Well, it's still the same outcome.
Nick shows his extreme narcissism when he focuses on the fact that he hasn't been offered a lesser sentence if he agrees to come up with a reason, which is why he hasn't done so. It doesn't even occur to him that confessing is the right thing to do out of remorse or guilt.
Will I do a video?
It may
of
not
Ultra
be.
Kill?
I can't promise you anything.
Right, so what you're offering me is, if I admit to it, I say I did it. And they say, oh, but
But why? But I'm looking for... I don't want you to say I did. I want to know why.
There's no why. I didn't do it. But they don't hit me. They don't do anything.
And that makes it worse for us. Because there's no explanation. You're getting charged with this tonight. There's no doubts about this. But I'm hoping that there's a reason that we can explain to the court, to the state's attorney. Here's why he said he did it.
The detective goes back to the theme of justification and tells him once again they have enough to convict him already, so he will see a benefit in giving a reason of why he did it.
You know there are lesser charges, right? You know there's manslaughter. You're a smart kid. You know there's second-degree murder.
Well, if he's going to be a smart kid, he's not going to admit to it,
You know all this.
idiot.
But I don't know why things happen. The only thing...
Where can you watch the streams? I came late. I'm going to just start uploading on the VOD channel, I think. I'm going to put out a VOD tonight on the VOD channel. This one will be out probably like the next day or something.
thing I have right now is 4 dead people. My only recourse right now is first-degree murder. If there's a mitigating factor, I would love to know this. Maybe that can affect the outcome in the rest of your life.
Repeatedly, Nick has stated There is no mitigating factor. This statement will ultimately make his defense more difficult if he goes to trial. His defense team will want to put forth a reason for him killing his family, and his statements will make that reason that much harder for a jury to believe.
I'm not here to bullshit you. You may think that. That's fine.
But you're trying to bullshit me. It doesn't seem to say some reason doesn't seem to be very compelling, because I'm still going to jail regardless. But if I take it to court, and what if I win? Then
that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? But the rest of your life is a heck of a gamble.
But as opposed to what? It's not
to a lesser amount of time.
A lesser amount of time, but if it's still 30 years, that's my life.
Yeah, he's feeling now, right? The kid's trying to feel like if it's worth it to admit. You can tell he's definitely more open towards it now. But he's right. I hate to admit it. This kid's smart as fuck. He's totally right. It's worth the gamble in court. 100%. His best case now would be to shut his mouth, go to court, and then ride it out. And if he loses, he's fucked. If he wins, that's amazing. He's won the lottery. Because admitting to this cop right now, he's fucking himself. I hate to admit it, but this kid is, for a piece of shit that's murdered his family, he's spot on. He's completely spot on. Like, it is worth that gamble in court. Because it's either, you've got such a high loss rate of going to court compared to 100% loss rate.
But what if it's not? What if it's a mitigating factor strong enough?
There's no mitigating factor, though.
Like, even the kid knows, like, if I admit to you that I killed my family, it's not going to get me off the hook any easier. My life's still ruined. And the cop almost seems like he's coping now, right? Because it's like the kid has basically called his ruse.
See, there is. So you're trying to play in your head. I know you. I know what you're...
I know you. It's like you've been interrogating him for 4 hours. Sorry, no, 2 hours and 57 minutes on the top left there. Like, you don't know him.
What are you doing here? I know, maybe not know you, but I know the type of person. Because I've seen the person here in the same exact seat before.
There's no mitigating factor.
Well, you want someone to come here and promise you, well, because I was mentally abused, that's why I did this. I'm only going to give you 5 years. That's what you want, right?
That's insane that the cop can just lie to him like that, right? That is insane, because that's bullshit. If he admits to him under those circumstances, he's still going to get 30 to life. Probably more. He'll probably get multiple life sentences. Depending on the state, he might even be put to the chair or whatever. I'm not sure what state. No, this is in Baltimore, right? Is that? Where's Baltimore? Pennsylvania or something? It's in Maryland. Is Maryland a state? Maryland is a state. I don't think... Maryland probably doesn't have death penalty, right? On March 2013, they abolished capital punishment. So no, he'd just get a life sentence. He'd literally just get multiple... He'd just get multiple life sentences.
That's what you want. But I can't give it to you right now. I can't say that. But I can certainly take what you tell me and give it to...
The cop is actually crying Wojak right now. The cop is actually crying Wojak.
The right people. This is it. After this, there's no more me. There's no more mouthpiece for you right now. This ends when I leave.
Nick is likely feeling very uncomfortable at this point, as the interrogation...
To be fair, the cop is taking an L, but the kid might actually fumble and admit it. He might admit it.
Increases in intensity,
he might admit
as evidenced by him frequently rubbing his hand through his hair, which is...
So the cop's doing a gamble right now. It might pay off. It might pay
behavior.
Off. You're a good kid.
I'm reaching this. I'm trying to get there.
He's smiling and states he's trying to get there, meaning he's getting ready to confess. It's disturbing that he's smiling while he's considering confessing, and this shows a complete lack of remorse, empathy, or conscience.
Actual insane
Nick may have psychopathy or some other serious personality disorder to display such inappropriate emotions.
I can tell you care. That's just it. I can tell you care. I can tell you feel what you did.
The detective now tells Nick he's a good kid and can tell he cares.
Did anyone notice, by the way, they just got rid of the second interrogation cop entirely?
But the detective wants to make him feel comfortable. They literally just told him, "You're shit.
Get out of here. You've been too much of an asshole to this kid."
See, this is the first time. The first genuine emotion I've seen all night is coming now. What happened? Nick, what happened?
A confession may be coming soon, as Nick has started nodding his head in agreement with the detective. Seeing this, the detective immediately scoots his chair in closer to put more pressure on him. It's part of the Reed technique to move closer to the suspect when they're about to confess, maintain eye contact, and act like they are an ally or confidant.
I mean, he's been doing that all night, but now he's getting like, this is like social distancing. This is like, I'm going to coof in your face and give you corona for a month.
Is it because you're a father? Yeah, he was the straw. Yeah. But why?
The detective softens his voice and encourages him to explain what happened in a sympathetic tone. He's sitting only inches away to keep him talking.
Was it physical? No. It's more sort of like
he's admitting. He's admitting. He's admitting.
It can be GASCHAMBR.
Probably still. I mean, it wasn't.
He's admitting.
Sorry, I had to
It was a little physical.
YouTube censors it.
I'm in Boy Scouts, right? Memento.
Yeah. This is it. This is it. He's admitting it now. He's admitting it.
Excuse me. It's okay, man. So there's this I'm almost Eagle. I'm almost done. You're getting life, right? Life Scout.
Well, no, you are getting life. The cop says to him, you're getting life. It's like, after this admission, bro, you getting life. You getting life.
I'm almost Eagle. I'm almost done. You're getting life.
You're getting life. You getting like life sentence after this, buddy.
Right, Life Scout.
How did the cop not just laugh to himself after saying that?
And then there's this leadership.
You getting life after this?
Camp out, whatever thing, and where was it? This was Brownsea, somewhere up in Africa. But anyways, I didn't want to go. I'm almost done. Didn't think I need a leadership camp, so my attitude wasn't great on the trip.
You got pissed?
So he got pissed, and as we're coming home, he hits me.
Here, we're getting a glimpse of Nick's father's authoritative and seemingly abusive parenting. This in no way justifies Nick's actions, but it does show that there may have been dysfunction in the home. If this is true, the physical and emotional abuse likely made Nick feel very powerless and could have made him so angry that he wanted to kill his father. However, it's unclear at this point why he would have also killed his mother and brothers. We don't have any information about whether the allegations of abuse were ever found to be true or not. Typically, the presence of antisocial personality disorder is what explains how a teen can engage in such a horrific act against their family members. An important point about APD is that according to the diagnostic criteria, the individual must be 18 years old to be given this diagnosis if the remaining criteria are met. This means that at 15, Nick could not be given this diagnosis.
Was he beating on you too mentally?
I'm amazed that they haven't got a confession yet, but they're dead close to it.
At times, and that was the.
You're at life scale, you're at life scale, for God's sakes.
And so that was sort of the beginning, the beginning of it, and it's just.
How long ago was that?
That was.
It's crazy though if you think about it. He's broke down, and it only took 3 hours. 3 hours is a huge amount of time. I mean, shit. We've been streaming for 3 hours. We've been live for 3.5 hours. But my point is, like, it only took 3 hours to break him down to basically get a confession. We don't have one yet, but he's probably going to admit it in like the next 2 minutes.
This fall. Last fall. And then
kept it up there.
The detective interjects with comments that show support and appear to take Nick's side as he tells him the things his father allegedly said and did to him. This is to encourage him to keep talking and makes him feel like the detective understands him, despite knowing that nothing his father said or did justifies his actions.
It kept going, and the little thing just seemed to always reverted back to that one thing, and then, the alcohol thing happened, then they called me taking out the car.
Oh, you got a call before?
Yeah, I got a call before.
He threatened to keep it away from you?
Right. And,
but the whole time your grades are good? Everything else is?
Grades were good, and last freshman year, I got a D one quarter, but then I got an A the next quarter, so I got a D as well. So that
But he's harping on the D.
Right, harping on the D, and then...
How is he going to interject, though, with the confession? That's what I'm wondering.
Physical beating, but I think
he's still uncalled for.
Right, the emotional, I think. The when he hit me didn't bother. It was the constant.
Did he do it in front of your friends too?
Never the hitting, but the yelling and the, you know, anger.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, it's like, if your dad was abusive and you killed him, obviously not justified, but that makes sense for why he did it here. Why would he then kill the mom and his brothers? Right? Because
Did he drink or
you can remove witnesses, definitely, but again, it's like you're removing your family as witnesses. So this kid probably is, like, to some level, a psychopath. Because if he killed his dad in, like, a blind rage, that makes sense. I don't justify it at all, obviously, but it makes sense with the story that he's giving, that maybe one day he just cracked and then he killed his dad and then he regretted it. But again, it's so premeditated because you've got the burglary being staged and then he murdered all of his family, his mom and his two brothers. Like, yeah, I feel what they're going to get out of him here is a partial confession. I mean, he might even be lying right now. This might just be like, you know, Amber Turd crocodile tears right now.
Anything, or?
No, it was never really
Which is even more worrying. If he's faking crying right now and he can cry on command, if he can cry on command like some Christian Bale shit, that's really worrying. That's really worrying.
You know, he works and he gets up at 5 in the morning and comes home at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
So then he sort of has Phil being nice to all his clients when he gets home. Takes it out, you know, dinner almost not almost, but most nights.
Is he doing the same to your brothers?
Maybe, but
that guy's like reaching his arm out to assert himself so much, the investigator, that he's just gonna. I'm getting anxiety that he's just gonna knock over that cup, man.
No, it didn't seem like that to me, but
to your mother,
he's putting his hand out like this, like every second.
Yeah, but a little bit, but the bulk seemed to be generated towards me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday night, he was.
Oh wait, someone said you can be gas chambered in Arizona. Can you? They got rid of the chair. Isn't it? Is it just lethal injection everywhere in America now? Because I remember there was firing squad, there was the chair, but the chair was inhumane. They got rid of the chair, I think. It's lethal injection, right? It's 3 injections. One of them is like a really strong sedative. I forgot what the other 2 do. But yeah, it's just kind of like cardiac arrest, right?
He was just mad. I don't even know why he was mad. And then I was giving directions how he gets around to Fingal's house.
Mm-hmm.
And then he...
The chair's still a thing? There's no way the chair is not still a thing. There's no way America's that bad. America's horrendous, but there's no way it's that bad.
If you keep using the Darkwood Oast in your videos, you better play the game. Do a call word. I know it's spooky, but if you get your Jimmer on, you can do it. It also has a furry wolf man in it. Play Darkwood, do it.
I've played Darkwood. I need to play it again on stream, though. Botched executions. Decline and current status. 1966. The most recent electrocution of Nicholas Todd Sutton taking place in 2020 in Tennessee. Oh my god. So this guy actually was put on the chair, so they still have the chair. Why? Why did they put him on the chair? Why not give him lethal injection? Why chair him? Do they just not have any needles? Doesn't make any sense. God, America is just actual confirmed shithole. Jesus Christ.
Monster.
Like the UK sucks, man. The UK sucks. Like, the UK is a complete shithole. But I look at the Union Jack and I'm reminded that, oh wait, we're not America. Lamau.
The blows out or something. They didn't hit me. He just gets really angry. I mean, I really didn't get lost. He went 2 feet past a turn and just had to make a tight turn.
Come back.
And then you have to put the car in reverse. He got really angry. And then I went back to get the car. And I saw him sitting on the couch. The TV was on. And I knew the gun was out on the workshop bench.
Mm-hmm.
Nick covers his face almost the entire time he retells what he did, as though he's trying to hide from what he's revealing.
Yeah.
What happened?
I walked up. I sat there for a half hour.
He was sleeping?
Yeah. Standing over him.
Okay. He hasn't admitted it yet. He still has a way out. He hasn't admitted it yet.
And then I went between putting the gun up to his head and pulling it back down and up.
Okay, that's still not admitting you killed him. That's just bizarre. Saul Goodman still can represent you in court.
Do you have a pillow up too? Or? Yeah, just the gun.
Okay, Saul Goodman can still represent you.
The gun was... I'm not sure if I meant to pull the trigger or if it just...
for fuck's sake!
The way he explains the story, it doesn't sound as if he had planned to kill his father that night.
Fumbled!
But when he saw the gun sitting out and
He
his father
fumbled.
asleep,
Okay, Saul,
he saw an
Saul,
opportunity.
I gotta call.
It.
Okay, Saul
This
Goodman
may
can't
be the
represent this
truth,
guy.
or he may have gone over with the intention of killing them. Even if he decided while at the house,
Saul
he could still
cannot
be charged
represent
with
you anymore,
first-degree
man.
Murder.
You just admitted it
Doesn't
in a
have to mean
courtroom.
pre-planning.
Interrogation
Even
room.
a few minutes of thought
He
prior
admitted
to an
it.
action or a break in the attack after which
That was the worst admission of guilt I've heard in my entire life. That was literally just, I put the gun out and my finger slipped. My finger slipped into the gun drawer. My finger slipped into the key to unlock the gun from the gun drawer. My finger slipped and grabbed the gun, and then I accidentally pulled the trigger.
which the perpetrator continues attacking can be enough for the premeditation element of first-degree murder.
It's done.
His claim that he doesn't know if he meant to pull the trigger could be Nick's way of trying to distance himself from fully taking responsibility
That is
for what he did.
I didn't
It's also
know if I
possible that
pulled
he
the
was
trigger.
partially telling the truth. He may have been wavering in his decision on whether or not to shoot him. The longer he held the gun in his hand, the more his confidence may have built up until he finally pulled the trigger.
This is the guy that was eating like a burger an hour and a half ago. I do not understand like this. Jesus
And
Christ.
once that happened, I freaked out, and I thought, it'd all come down, but I don't even know if they woke up or whatever, but so I sat on the couch and they were up, and I just...
In many ways, it's a greater indication of a total lack of empathy and poor moral conscience when a person has an opportunity to reconsider their actions, but they go through with the murder anyway. Even if Nick was out of it, as he said, or overcome with emotions in the moment, he still had moments in those 30 minutes where he must have realized the significance of his actions.
It's self-preservation entirely.
I realized I couldn't just walk away from that. And then I shot my mom.
He wasn't even having like a manic episode or anything as well. Like it was with his dad, at least it was premeditated. What I reckon this is going to end up, it's probably going to be...
Pyro, finally great to catch a stream in action. Been here since MLG videos back when you had a regular show profile picture.
Holy shit, it's a while ago. Thank you, man. What I reckon this is going to end, he's going to get first degree for his dad and then second degree for his family.
Pyro, I've just noticed. Valve can count to 2 but not 3. Hence
His
why we
confession
never
about
got
shooting
Half-Life
his
3.
mother while she was sleeping
We have not
removes
gotten
any
Pets
kind
Cop
of justification
2. Valve passed you in kindergarten and got little gold star.
Fuck off.
For the killing, as she wasn't even a witness to the father being killed. Both parents' murders were totally unprovoked, as they were sleeping when they were shot. Shooting someone allows the killer to not only be physically further from the victim, but also more emotional.
Hello again, Pyro.
Not $100.
I see you are studying to murder.
Yep.
You are basically the British version of these insane people. Except for murder, you play video games, which is arguably worse.
Looks like this guy did not know that he had rights.
Why do you guys always roast me with GLaDOS and then do a follow-up with Critical's voice? You guys always do that. Thank you, Saladan, for $100 as well. You really didn't need to give that much, but thank you, man.
Detached from the killing.
Why the brothers, man? I thought if no one was there to say anything, that my story would go because I'm the only one.
Yep, he admitted it. He admitted it, that's it.
Nick's
Done deal.
revelation that he killed his brother solely for self-serving purposes shows how truly cold-blooded he is, and how he is solely concerned about himself.
It's a done deal.
He may have been angry with his father or frustrated with the rules or boundaries his parents set, so he thought if he eliminated them, his problems would go away. He may have believed that his life would be better on his own, but he likely didn't think about the long-term consequences of his actions. He could have been afraid that if his brothers were alive, they might point fingers at him or recall fights Nick had with his dad, which would give away his guilt. So he felt he had to kill everyone.
Jesus Christ. Imagine, like, being that cold and calculated. You kill your family just so your story looks more believable.
It's the only true emotion you're showing right now.
Fucking hell.
Just gotta feel at least a little better.
That's madness.
I need to know where the gun is, though. We can't have it out there.
It's on Shore Road.
If I wanted money, I would kill for $50.
Thank you again, Saladan, for 50. Thank you, man. Or Saladan, if you got like a couple mil lying around, just give that through Super Chat, yeah? Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Explain on the map or whatever. It's
You may have to take us there.
sure, it's fine.
Is it?
It's right. Maybe it's in bushes.
Let's say
You can point out to where it
hypothetically
is.
that you play Darkwood. Hypothetically. Let's say hypothetically that you aren't a big coward, then why haven't you done a video? I highly doubt you did play it facts and logic.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna do it. Shut up. I'm gonna do it. I will do Darkwood at some point. I need to do Cruelty Squad first before I do a Darkwood video.
The detective asks Nick to take him to where he ditched the murder weapon, which is the final step of the Reed technique. It's vitally important to back up the truthfulness of the confession with independent corroborating evidence, such as disclosing key facts of the crime, which would only be known to the perpetrator. Turning over critical evidence like the murder weapon is extremely helpful in sealing a conviction.
This is what I mean. There's a reason. There's always a reason. You don't want the world to think that you did it for no reason.
However, that's the better.
3 hours is all it took, man. Broke this guy down, got a
Did your brothers ever
confession.
wake up?
Only
Were they
3
awake?
hours. That's madness.
Do you remember where you shot your dad? I wasn't in there. On his body.
On the head.
The head?
Yep.
How about your mom?
The head.
Your brothers too, then?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He admitted it. That's it. Case
Why did you do
closed.
that?
Case closed.
Quicker.
Admission of guilt. Done. Done, done, done. Lol. That's it. There's really
Your
nothing
friends
else.
didn't know about it?
There's really
Yeah.
nothing else that needs to be said now. You've literally got the kid admitting it.
Is there anything else you can add, do you think?
Is there anything you need?
No, that one about you. I mean, obviously you're sorry about this, right? I mean, I can see it's the only time that I've seen emotion.
That's it, man.
I wasn't trying to treat you bad.
No.
I hope you can respect that I have a job to do.
No. It's on me.
All right. You need something to drink? I'm just going to hang
Imagine
up.
being killed by one of your own children. Truly insane, by someone you trust the most.
That was a really, like, logical statement. Why'd you use the GLaDOS voice for that? That sounded really disingenuine now that you use the GLaDOS voice for that.
You okay? Just hit the door right there, right outside if you need me.
When are you gonna watch The Boys?
It's hard to tell, but it looks like Nick breathes a sigh of relief once the detective walked out.
I've already watched it.
The detective returns to clarify Nick's story with
that's
him,
it.
while other officers are checking the location where he said he left the murder weapon.
Just so I got it right. He's been harping on you pretty hard. Did it start prior to the scout stuff, or?
Well, I mean,
has he always been tougher on you than the other boys?
The thing is as well, he's going to walk out of this room after it's done and just, like, fist pump and go, we got this fucking kid.
I think so. But maybe that's biased. I mean, he's always definitely been straight since. I mean, remember back first grade, going to friends' houses was always a pain.
Elevator. Welcome to Psychology Interrogation Video. No, hey.
Why is Trump having a stroke on my stream? What the fuck is that? He's having a stroke, guys. Someone get the ER. He's having a stroke. Trump's having a stroke on my stream.
Pyro, The furry British utopia leech begs for millions of dollars. Unfortunately, if he accepted this money, he would be demonetized and banned off of YouTube. Sadly, he is gullible and acts like he deserves the money. This, Stanley, is how you get respect.
Thank you, Saladan, for another $100. I appreciate it. My resident oil baron right here.
But I guess maybe as I got closer to getting.
I'm assuming Saladin is the same guy that sold Logan Paul that Pikachu card for like $5 mil.
At the house or something, I don't know. Go to college. He tried to. You more hard. Right.
Rank these for me. Risk of Rain 2, Binding of Isaac, Hades, Enter the Gungeon. Also, love your stuff. Keep kicking, big man.
Risk of Rain, Binding of Isaac, Hades, Enter the Gungeon. I've only played Risk of Rain 2 because there was a porn mod, and then Binding of Isaac's really good as well. Hades I played a little bit of. That's okay. Hades is okay. I haven't played Gungeon though.
Nick appears to be expressing genuine emotion, although it's unclear if his tears are for himself or for his family. At this point, it appears that he's being truthful and cooperative with the detective. He's confessed to the shootings, and he also provided the location of the gun.
And then once you said you kind of stood there for a little bit before it all happened?
At least a half hour. I was just sitting there sleeping. Just looking at him, raising the gun, and then back down, raising the gun. And this, I raised it one more time. I don't know if I pulled it. I mean, I must have pulled the trigger, but I don't know if it was subconscious, I never meant to do it, but then the thing went off, and it was loud ringing. And I sat down on the couch and waited for it all to come crashing down.
Waiting for your mom and the brothers to come down?
No, I never did. And then I sort of remember walking up the stairs into my mom's room.
She's sleeping sound?
The murder of Nick's family is almost as awful as that cop's hairline.
What?
Only in this chat would you fixate on
the
a
most
hairline.
recent firing squad execution in America was in Utah in 2010.
2010? That's not as long ago as I thought it'd be. Only in this chat would you compare the murder of 4 innocent people to a guy's hairline. It's pretty bad though, man. He got widow's peak there, pretty bad.
Twice.
Shot twice. And then you walked to your brother's room?
And then shot Craig. And then turned the gun.
When you come in, or is it?
I shot the on the left, the straight ahead. I walked to him, shot him, and then turned the gun. And I think I shot him twice. I'm not sure if it was once or twice.
What'd you do after that? What happened with the jewelry and the Xbox?
I opened up the jewelry case, threw some on the ground, and moved the Xbox and the weed to the pool table. And then...
How'd you leave? Through the back door?
The back door.
Yeah, back door.
Should have gone on the side of the road.
Did you notice how many neighbors were turning lights on, or was anybody else on?
Calling me Sugar Daddy Slidden. I must have my oil power removed.
The oil is no
Trump
longer here.
Pyro is a bigly coward. Very bigly bad coward.
Oh, why didn't it go through? Hang on. Can I replay his dono?
Trump Pyro is a bigly coward. Very bigly bad coward.
It said, who likes inflation very much. He truly does. I'm just saying, and I'm being honest, very honest. And I doubt very bigly wiggly that Pyro will play Darkwood. He's also British, very sad. I will play Darkwood. I will. I gotta do Cruelty Squad first, though. I'm editing that video right now. Getting footage for it. Because I can't do it on stream because the frame rate shit. But after that, Darkwood 100. Also, thank you for 50... Oh, you gave 50 Australian dollars. You gave me 50 Australian dollars. Okay. Thank you, Stefan, for the £7.50. I appreciate it.
I was so out of it. I wouldn't have noticed someone standing there with her. I don't know, there might have been somebody, but...
You'll see stuff. Stuff will come out later. You'll see things.
What happens to Kane and Lynch? That's the next video coming out on the main channel. That's being edited like right now.
So what happens now?
Well, we need to contact your grandfather. So we're just waiting. As soon as they know. What do you want us to tell your grandfather? Or your aunt? I don't even know what I would say. Okay. We have to take care of some of that stuff.
Tommy in it, found guilty, boys.
I'm going to be out for a couple minutes. Bathroom, water, candy, cookies. Some soda or something would be nice. Coke, Pepsi, whatever. Coke would be great. Coke real quick. Thank you.
Let me give you a Coke
the detective
before I
brings
sign
Nick
your
a
life
jumpsuit
away.
to change into and collects his clothing.
Jesus.
The detective has continued to treat Nick kindly and with respect, despite the fact that he admitted to killing his entire family.
I mean,
now
the
that
guy
Nick has changed into a jump.
The guy's probably going to get a promotion.
Poggers, PogChamp for the murderer.
PogChamp for the murderer. I think you sell it in for the 69, sorry, sex number.
Suit. It's likely that it's real.
You almost feel sorry for him, right? The kid? But it's like he murdered his fucking family. But obviously, because you're not seeing that happen right now, yeah.
Really sinking in what's about to happen. After the interview.
Because he seems so innocent, but it's like, no, you've gone down like innocent people.
Ended with Nick's confession. He was charged with 4 counts of first degree.
Wow, okay. So not even... Wow, okay. That's really surprising. I thought that was going to be 1 count of first and 3 counts of second. Because his story was that he didn't premeditate to kill the rest of his family. They just kind of saw. That's... Damn, that's really surprising.
Murder. What may come as a surprise to you is that soon after his trial began, Nick's family members, including his grandparents,
I like how it just goes back to like putting his feet on the stanky feet on the couch.
Parents, aunts, and uncles all began writing letters to the court asking for him to be given leniency. His maternal grandfather even backed up Nick's allegations that he was mentally and physically abused for most of his life.
Oh my God. So the father of the man that you killed. So Nick killed this guy's son, his grandfather, Nick's father, Nick's father's father, his grandfather. He killed his son, and he's still writing to the court to, like, defend him. That's insane. Jesus Christ.
Regardless of whether or not these claims of abuse were true, as they've never been substantiated, Nick took a plea agreement in January 2009. He pleaded
Right, a plea. Okay. So that means he'll get off with something if it's a plea.
guilty to all 4 counts of first degree.
How is this a plea? Oh, it'll probably just be not death, right? Maybe? No, but there's no death in his state.
Murder, and was sentenced to 4 life terms.
Yeah, there you go. 4 life terms.
In prison. To this day, it's still under debate if Nick committed the murders in the spur of the moment as he claimed, or if he'd been planning them for a long time, as authorities believe. Either way, 2 of Nick's life terms will be served consecutively, which means that he will become eligible for parole in 2031 after serving 23 years. Which means that he will become eligible for parole.
2031. That's not even a while away. That's 10 years away. 9 years away. What the oh my God.
2 of Nick's life terms will be served consecutively, which means that he will become eligible for parole in 2031 after serving 23 years. However, Nick's chances...
How old would he be when he gets out? Like in his 40s or something, right?
...of receiving parole may be slim, because in Maryland, parole for a life sentence must be approved by the governor, and that hasn't happened since 1994.
It's done deal. Oh, that's...
The following footage reveals...
So that was him... That's him now, right?
They're not years. However, Nick's chances of... by the governor... And
so that's him now. That's what he looks like now. He looks so normal as well, Jesus. Why is he allowed to pose like that when he's in prison? What? Doesn't make any sense. Jesus. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. I've really enjoyed this stream. Went on a while, but yeah, I'm going to try and be streaming tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining, and I will see you guys later. I will be